everybody? Hey, kind of a quiet day. This is nice. We can breathe for a change. Cheers, cheers. Welcome, welcome. Happy Monday. Ooh. Yeah, not much to talk about today. we might actually get some actual stock research done today for a change. This will be good. Yeah, pretty low volume day, huh? Quite a bit different than the past couple, as many streams as I can remember, right? But 7 million, as I recall a couple months ago, average volume was under 4 million. It was about 3 point something. I remember seeing that over and over again for a number of days. Remember July and August were super slow, under 4 million. Now it's 6.7. I'm saying, hey, this is still kind of slow, even though it seems somewhat high. But you can see right there, right in line with average volume. Yeah, there's not much going on. I mean, we'll see what if anyone has any new thoughts or any insights or anything like that, but not much to report. Yeah, just it stayed above 10. It was down 4%. If I was just like a nothing day, no filings, right? I would have heard. I feel like the good thing, Twitter's helpful for that because sometimes they'll check to see if there's an actual filing, right? I mean, I do that. We'll do it right now, and then Fox can make fun of me. Let's say nothing. There's nothing going on. Nothing to report. Same old shit. And then actually, I didn't even look, but the chart. It was just an update the chart. So when nothing happens news wise, right? But now we're just keeping an eye on the chart. And the price is holding up. And then on the weekly, it's right there. Boom. Sick. Now we're just in the waiting game. For those who don't know, if you're new to GameStop, if you don't realize this shit did nothing for a year, right? Talking about nothing to report. There was nothing to report for weeks, for months, for a year. There's nothing to report. That's why it was funny with the stream. Like kicking off the stream, and then it's like there's news every day, right? We're like, oh, this is sick. There's a stream tonight. But like this is kind of par for the course of GameStop, but it's been different this month, right? But be prepared for days and even weeks where not much happens. Gets exciting at times, but that's just the nature of investing, right? Especially if you're a long-term investor. That sometimes this shit happens, and sometimes it's not happening. And some people get annoyed and frustrated with that, right? Not frustrated, but like they want the action. You want something to be happening. Come on, that meme. Come on, do something. But many times, a lot of the money can be made when any shit happening, right? So yeah, that was just the waiting game right now. Let's see what happens. It's always good that even on a day where not much is happening. The market was up big today. That's actually was one thing. And how much did they go up? It was up across the board. So that was up big. And so sometimes stocks that have been in favor can propel upward, like explosive upward. Sometimes there's a rotation. So GameStop's been crushing it on a relative basis, right? And so sometimes what you see is when you have a big, powerful uptrend in the broad market, what happens is people will rotate out of those individual, more powerful relative outperformers, right, into a broader collection of, say, value stocks. You know what I mean? So like GameStop, you've been crushing, and then people might rotate it. This is marginal analysis, right? Anyway, but I saw the market. It looked like the market was going to open big. I said, oh, let's see what it does today. But just about flat on the day, but doesn't mean anything. It means absolutely nothing. And but we just track stuff right now. Oh, it's just nice to take a breath, Oh, it's just nice, just kick back, have a drink. Oh, but I see. Welcome, everybody. Cheers. But someone will start stirring the pot. I know someone's going to start stirring the pot. We'll see. Let me pop that up. Hey, it's up after hours, huh? Sick. Welcome, everybody. What do we got? Hugo. Oh, my God. That music makes me want to get some weed. Welcome, Hugo. Do you like that song? That song had a little bit of a different vibe to it. You know what I mean? I'm trying to mix it up with some different songs. I got a whole bunch queued up, and some of them, and then we're like, let's see, pre-stream, whatever. I thought it's kind of a cool song, though. It's got kind of like that 80s feel to it. You know what it reminded me of when I came across this song? It reminds me of Drive. You see that movie? I'm like, oh yeah, it's got kind of a Drive type feel to it. See you next Tuesday. Cheers to all. Welcome. See you next Tuesday. Welcome. Cheers, Justin. Justin's back. Smash JT, welcome. Smash, I did check out your GameStop video, by the way. One of them, you were talking about GameStop the whole time you were driving in the car. That was pretty damn impressive. I watched that the other day. I'm like, geez, he did his whole analysis in the car. I need to sit at a desk when I do it. Cheers, Smash. Markel, hi. Welcome back, Markel. Henry, welcome back. Cheers. Daily. We got a whole bunch. Jen's back. Not much to report 5 hours later. Jen, welcome, everybody. Hi. I think I saw all y'all the other day, too. Huh? This is great. Who else we got? Oh, Henry, strange down push of the stock price today. Not much. There's just no volume. And it has been doing that sometimes too. Sometimes it's down early in the day. Sometimes it's up early in the day. I wouldn't read too much into it. It depends on your style of investing, right? But my style of investing, which may not be suitable for you, right? Everyone, you know that by now, hopefully. But and I assume other folks on the stream, I wouldn't read too much into that strain, especially on such low volume. It's Sometimes it goes up, sometimes it goes down, sometimes not much happening. What happens is, again, if that's your style, no problem. What happens, me, I'll drive myself crazy. I'm like, oh, what's this mean? What's that mean? What's this mean? What's that mean? And then I'll go crazy. So I've already driven myself crazy in the past. I'm like, now I don't even deal with that anymore, right? But I'll pick up on that too. Who had said that? Henry. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's a little bit unusual activity. Sometimes I'll pick up on that. But in the end, it was just kind of flat. And the market was up too, so that was a little bit interesting, but that's it. Daily, pretty low volume last 3 days, just up and down and back up, waiting on a catalyst. Yeah, you be prepared for this. Be prepared for this. It's been a very, very busy September for GameStop after a very, very, what's the opposite of busy? Not peaceful. Chill? Not even chill. It's been quiet. I guess we'd say quiet. But that's unusual for any stock where you have tons and tons of news. And it just feels like GameStop, then you have earnings. It's mostly just earnings and Ryan Cohen. And then but the pre-orders and stuff, right? So it's been a lot of the news and articles and stuff. But and then some of those articles I did see, like some of them still remain somewhat bearish. And you're like, all right, this is sick. Good. You know, you don't want everyone to be turning the corner just yet. Because what does it matter? I'm just messing around. But yeah. What was it? The last 3 days you say daily? Yeah. All right, so it's been kind of, it's right in line with the past 3 days. Kind of not much happening. But, I mean, all else equal, it's good that when not much is happening, that the price is kind of staying where it is. But, boy, there was tremendous amount of volume following earnings, right? And we talked about the potential for buybacks following that. And I know Justin was talking about that, too. I think I saw one of his posts on Seeking Alpha where he's talking about the potential for buybacks following earnings, right? And we talked about that on the stream too, because that's what they did last year too. And what was it, this week? Whatever week. Oh yeah, you kind of need the daily. I don't know. I still lean toward probably not, but it's a distinct possibility. And they did something very similar last. Oh shit, we're more than a year out, huh? That's crazy. Boy, that was a lot of volume though, huh? I mean, I don't know. We know the shorts went up. The shorts went up quite a bit. Boy, the short, you know what I mean? The shorts went up so much and stock kept going up. Folks are talking about that. Tremendous volume, right? It was a busy week. And how much they had, about 100, 115 million left? It's not that many shares. That's not that many shares, right? Figure a stock price of $8 or $9. Let's call it 9. 12 million shares. It's definitely possible, but I don't know. There's no reason to say that's probably happened, but it's something to consider seriously. Because again, not that there's a calendar bias to this, but they did it last year where the stock sold off and then it went boom, boom. What the hell is it? I always get it wrong. Sold off and then boom, 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 and there was quite a bit of volume in September. There really was. Who was it? Jordan was talking about this. Just a reminder for folks who might not know this, but you pull up the 10Q from December of last year, and you watch this. I think I can command F4. I think it was $4.99. Yeah, look at that, sick. That brought me right to it, right? Because $4.99 only shows up once in the 10Q. But check it. Look at they bought 15 million shares from September through October, and to have gotten a $4.99 price point, you needed to have bought early in September. So they likely bought right after earnings. Now, make no mistake, we're digging way too deep into this, right? You don't drive yourself crazy with this stuff. I just noticed it, and last year I wasn't super confident they were going to do buybacks. Indeed, I was surprised come December that they bought back over 22 million. I was surprised how much it was, and so I remember being surprised, being like, "Shit!" They went ham. You know what I mean? Boom, 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 boom. They didn't mess around in September, and so maybe that's weighing on people's minds. But I wouldn't read too. I mean, you take those shares out of the float. It's meaningful given the short interest. It is, but. That's it. Do that analysis. Note that the possibility of it, but then I have to leave it at that. There's nothing more I can do. Yeah, it's possible, but I still kind of their tone and stuff, and they hadn't done it so far. I don't know. What the hell do I know? But anyway, I just thinking, could it have happened though? Daily brought up the volume. Could it have been that week after? There was only, what did I say? 12 million shares? Could have been done. Could have been done in a week. Shit, I don't know. But, and then you get that if 12 million, how many shares? 12 million shares. Then you're down to 60, which isn't a crazy amount, but meaningful because of the short interest. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say about that. Okay. Henry says shorts manipulation. I know. I don't. That use of manipulation. I don't agree with that I don't agree with that word generally speaking, because it's so easy to just toss it out. Oh, manipulation. But I lean toward, this is oftentimes how a market works. But what happens is people don't have the expertise around those market nuances, myself included. And so it's people might react quickly. Oh, it's being manipulated. But those are, it could be market makers. I mean, this is how a market functions. But what happens is you get really dialed into the stock, and then you're watching all the minutia, and you're like, wait a second, what's going on here? Well, it can be happening across a lot of stocks, where I wouldn't read too much into it or think it's manipulation or anything like that. It's the shorts are raising their position, and it increases the liquidity of the stock or the volume, and you start to see weird things. But I wouldn't go beyond that. That's not. But I'm speaking above my pay grade. I'm not an expert on this type of stuff. But I've just seen that word like manipulation thrown around so much, and it just doesn't seem a good characterization of much of the action that I see when it's described like that. David Shealy, beep boop boop, roar it up, kitty, lion boom to the moon. Welcome, David. Cheers. Beep beep boop, roar. Oh, roar. You come with a roar noise, huh? Roar sound. Trey, I got to get on that sound. I got to get on that thing you mentioned. I'll do it. Okay, Henry, crazy shorts checking for week longs to sell their shares. So that's why it's that can be beneficial to be that a longer term investor, right? Where it's not so much the shorts trying to shake people out, right? I think it's just sometimes it's volatile, and sometimes the price goes down, and then you might get shaken out, but it's not because it's deliberate or anything like that. But that's why it's important if you're a long term investor, you just roll with this shit. You know, you're like, all right, yeah, it's down today, it's up today. I mean, we're having fun after. It's been a busy September. Some days it's up, we're having a laugh, but like it's usually just not much. Not much is happening behind the scenes. It's kind of just the price goes up, price goes down. And I'm out of my... I guess if you were really an expert on like that intraday moves and the price and stuff, maybe you can read into it. But I don't have the qualifications for that. Henry, okay, daily, IHOR, okay, S3. So I heard some people talking about that. Is it IHOR? S3 is putting out an article tomorrow about the interest. Apparently, will be interesting to read. And yeah, I'll be interested to read that. I like I said, I don't know how reliable those intra-month calculations of short interest were from S3. I know people have been talking about it a lot on the stream. However, I'm willing to bet that Ihor has more experience around this than I do. You know what I mean? Like I'm not a short expert. The short interest is a byproduct of what I felt was a very compelling investment opportunity. Short interest sign, you know what I mean? And we've been talking about it a lot too in the stream. Everyone's like so focused on the short interest, right? And but like there's the fundamental thesis to it, and that's this stuff the value wins out if it's there. But the short interest can serve as an accelerant anyway. But anyway, so I'm not even an expert on this stuff, but I try to keep some tabs on it. So S3, I'll be interested to read that because yeah, he's probably more dialed into that, or S3 is more dialed into that than I am. But I don't know. Even then, I wouldn't read too much into it. I would read it because I'm curious, right? Read it because you're curious, but I'm not even sure what the takeaway is in that article. But like, read it. But, all right, that's kind of interesting, and then let's see how it plays out. But I really doubt there'd be any change to my thesis or near-term outlook. Maybe though, if it's public, I'll definitely read it, and then we can talk about it. But I did see, I think people must have been talking about it on Twitter or something. Jen Cruiser, cheers, Jen, cheers, welcome back. Oh, is it already out? Gat says, S3 article had an interesting note on squeeze. Oh, is it already out? Shortsite.com. Okay, Gats is sharing it. Okay, and I know how to fix this, .com. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Oh, there it is. Oh, is it long? I gotta read. I gotta read. I thought we were just gonna shoot this shit. You know what I mean? I can't read this. I can't read this now. Who was saying that the reaction videos are big? Someone mentioned that last year, but I don't think I can read this right now. Is there a quick line? Is this all GameStop? Oh, this could be educational for me. No joke. I mean, talking about synthetic longs and stuff. Talking about locate. Yeah, okay. The end result is this. Oh, yeah, I'm definitely going to read this. Sick. See what I mean? Did he write this? Yeah, he did. Okay. Like, I'm sure this will be educational for me. Sick. I mean, and here's the thing. There's not too many, it's kind of nice. This is about GameStop, right? Oh, no, it's about a whole bunch of stocks. Perfect. So he mentions it right there. Sick. There's not too many new articles that get published about like GameStop. There's been a ton of articles, right? Most of them bearish and blah blah blah. But this is usually the same old shit. That's why articles on Seeking Out, like Justin and Jonathan. I wonder if Jonathan's on the stream today. But like when you come at it from a different angle and talk about it, especially because if it's new to you, the topic or the approach that they're coming from is new to you. It's sick because you're like, all right, I can learn a little bit more about this, whatever the hell it is, right? And not just for GameStop, but any stock. I'm like, oh, these are unique characteristics about a stock, and you can learn more as you track it over time. It's kind of sick. But is there a conclusion here? All right, let me just see. When looking, can you see all that? Right there. When looking at GameStop, when looking at stocks such as GameStop, the short interest percentage of float is 134%, while the S3 short interest percentage of float is 50. Oh, okay. While the S3, they have their own proprietary calculation of it. It's 57%. A number over 100% is illogical and can only be explained by improper activity on the short side, such as naked shorting, since there are enough long shares. But when using the S3, we can make logical conclusions based on a more realistic number. Okay. There are the chances of a screen. Okay. Oh, there you go. Is that the takeaway right there? And third, the chances of a short squeeze in this name is already. Yeah, there you go. There's your conclusion. I still wouldn't read too much into it. No offense to Eeyore there. I mean, I don't. Here's the thing. Even if I read something, I think, oh, this is new and this is potentially educational for me. I have no frame of reference. I have no context. I have no idea how good this is, how reliable this is for this particular name. But that said, when someone's talking about it and they seem like they're more knowledgeable, I'll track this person. You know what I mean? And I'll track the research, and we'll see how it plays out. And then shit, I mean, if it does squeeze to a degray, Eeyore deserves some props, you know what I mean, for saying, hey, I said that there was going to be a high chances, but very high, huh? Is that strong language? See, I haven't read too much by him, so I don't know if that's really strong language by him. I try to be careful choosing my words. To say it's very high, wow. This looks like a pretty. I mean, I got to read the whole thing. I wish I had read more. This is why it's good to track, because if you, not just if Seeking Alpha articles, see authors, people who comment and stuff and all this stuff, you track them over time. You have an idea as to what their confidence level of a certain outcome might be. You have some context. I have no real context here, but damn, that phrase, huh? If long lenders or long margined, rehypothecated shareholders sell their stock, there's very little stock to borrow. Yeah, okay. Wow, okay. We'll see what happens. But I'll definitely read this later. Believe me, you don't want to see me. You read this, trying to think through it. Oh boy, that's whew. I'm all who would watch some videos and stuff. You know what I mean? Is it the highest up here? Oh, it's number. What is this? Oh, is SunPower crazy? 376%. Holy shit, 79. Oh, because they got their adjusted calculations. I got you. Interesting. Okay. Yo, thanks, Gats. Thank you for sending that link over. I thought someone. I didn't know. Henry bought more shares today on the dip. Congrats, Henry. Props. Yo, Katie, Steven, what up, Steven? Welcome. Cheers, mate. Nice to have you. Who else we got? Markel. Yeah. It says S3 SI is 57% instead of 100%. Eduardo Fierro, welcome, Eduardo. Welcome. Cheers. It's 57. Yeah. Okay, so Markel, you're talking about the figures there. By providing short interest data, we can calculate the S3 SI and produce a timely and accurate metric to quantify shorts and qualify the short. To see the difference between the original. No, now I kind of want to read this. Huh? It's nice coming across something new. And shit, if let's say he does have the right probability model, then yeah, that's kind of cool, huh? Interesting. But here's the thing, though. Sometimes when not everyone's talking about it, though. Not everyone's bullish on GameStop, but it seems like many of the bulls, they're only talking about the short interest and the short squeeze potential and stuff. But I just say it's possible, but could just be an accelerant. That's all. But I try to focus more on the fundamental side of things. That's why we spent that stream dedicated to the quarterly earnings, and we haven't had much else to go off of. But this is something just like price. It's something you can watch price and see what happens. The short interest too. It's something you can watch, and it's fun to talk about. But this is. I made a point in my other GameStop videos. If you haven't, those GameStop, I uploaded a couple of GameStop videos, and I made a point, especially in like those long ones, to not talk about the short interest too much. Like I brought it up, But like the whole thing, and obviously Ryan Cohen wasn't mentioned either because Ryan Cohen had nothing to do with the GameStop thesis, and the short interest was marginal. And same goes with the short squeeze. In the shorter video, I included it because I was starting to get absurd. But like it's I don't know. I think it's marginal, but because it's above me, I'm not so sure. That's it. Like my base case is like, yeah, this is marginal stuff, and I don't read too much into it. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. So oh shit. Okay, Smash, thanks for the kind words, man. Appreciate you watching my vid. Means a lot. Yeah, no problem, Smash. Yeah, no, that was great. You joined the stream, and I'm like, oh yeah, I gotta check out that video. I'm like, oh, he's driving the car. We're talking about GameStop. This is sick. It's interesting too to get. I mean, we got different people with probably different backgrounds in the chat here, and it's nice to get other people's perspective. Like whatever your background is, like, oh, this is how this person might be viewing it. These people might be viewing it. It's like, oh, okay, that's there's a story here that can. That's the thing. GameStop's kind of unique in that a lot of people kind of understand the business model. Oftentimes, when you're with my style of investing, you're dealing in like obscure names that no one even knows exist. No one cares. You try to bring it up, people will boo you out of the room. Like no one cares. But GameStop's kind of unique in that like a lot of people have shopped there, they know about it, so a lot of people have opinions on it. So it kind of makes it for a fun opportunity to discuss. Henry, I am long GME, also a great stock to day trade. Oh yeah, I am long GME, Henry, also great. Yeah. So I don't day trade GameStop, but I have to say it's got to be if you're a day trade. Maybe there's day traders in the stream here. It's have to have been a very good one to day trade over the year, I would think, just because of the sheer number, the volume, how liquid it's been. It goes all over the place, and I don't know if it would have been a profitable. Like writing puts seems like this would have been a good trade too. There's a lot of ways that a stock like this. I mean, if it works out, it's all fine. But looking back, I'll probably look back and be like, I probably would have handled it a bit different. I don't know, but interesting, Henry. Thanks. David, how can you see when life shares are bought if they are shorts covering or more people buying in? Yeah, you don't know, David. You don't know. That's why this is all speculation. Who the hell knows? I don't know. You don't know. You don't know until the numbers are presented down the line. You know what I mean? Until you get that the short interest data, and then you can see, like we did a couple last week. But what was it? Go up 8 million? It went up 8 million. You know what I mean? And so I was saying today, where did I said it somewhere where it seems like because just the sheer level of short interest, right? It's gigantic. The short interest is the dollar, just the dollar value at stake here, and just how much it increased to. You have to think that it's just bigger institutions, right? Because you don't think retail investors can up a short stake like to that degree, and also maintain that level of conviction given this chart. You know what I mean? So you have to think. And someone else was saying this too, that it's these people betting on like I said, the short thesis holds water. There's a short thesis here, okay? But what's absurd is the level of conviction in it. So what I suspect that you would think that the folks who are shorting against it, they're grounded in that foundational thesis of secular risks, right? Brick and mortar, physical disc, blah blah blah, that usual stuff that we all know. It's been discussed ad nauseum. So it's probably grounded in that. But then they keep on adding. You know what I mean? To keep on adding, like you need to. That's bold. It's real bold in this light. And so you have to think. We talk about how much pain someone's gonna, not someone or whoever, how much pain the shorts are feeling on the upside. But you would think that some of this pain's already kicking in. But if it's a big institution or hedge fund or whatever it is, they might be able to. It's all relative. Remember we said that in the other stream. Pain is relative. How much you can withstand as an individual might be different than other folks. But we don't know who's buying, if they're closing, who holds it. We have no idea. I went on a little bit of a tangent there, David, but I was thinking about that today too. Gats, yeah, and the potential for short squeeze is very high. Could it get interesting? Oh, so Gats was talking about that too. Yeah. This is one of those things sometimes where so many people are talking about, I think, it's kind of less likely to happen because it's on everyone's radar, but I'm not so sure. I just think it's so weird. What's different about this is the fundamental thesis, you know what I mean? I'd just be so nervous on the other side of this, but well, one thing, and then I was going to say maybe this increased short position, it's grounded in their long-term view that the GameStop is going to zero, right? It's grounded in that. But also, maybe they're trying to contain the narrative. We talked about it in the last stream, too. Cat's out of the bag. Cat's out of the bag. Boom, 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 boom. Uh-oh. How are you going to control? The narrative has turned a bit bullish. It doesn't seem like everyone's on board yet, but this narrative looks kind of ugly if you're short. So that's another reason you might short too. Oh, man. I'm always... David, if the price keeps going up, how long can the shorts hang in? Yeah, same thing. I didn't see that comment, David. Same thing, though. I don't know. It's all relative how painful it is for someone to be dealing with that. That's a thing, though. That's why if it is a short squeeze, forget about it. I don't care how big you are. How much maybe they could withstand up to 15, 20, but if there's a true short, if it happens, even if it's not likely, if it happens, forget about it. You'll get, just like longs can get shaken out, I suspect, again, this is above me too, but I suspect the shorts could get shaken out too, if it were to happen, but I want to read too much into that, but I don't know. Steven, agreed. You want some bearish sentiment to show that the stock still has people to win over. Too much exuberance means you're at the top. Makes me happy to still see people brush GME off. Yeah, Steven was saying that. We talk about fundamentals, or maybe they haven't. The fundamentals are turning in favor of GameStop, right? We're a quarter away. Some people maybe disagree with that, but I strongly disagree. The fundamentals are turning in favor. The technicals are turning in favor of GameStop. This looks good. It's not the best chart ever. It's not the best chart ever, but it looks really good. And then you get the psychology aspect to it, right? And I agree with Steven. It doesn't feel like everyone's on board with this yet, which leaves room for upside, leaves upside room. And that's when you, like Steven said, once everyone's on board with something, then it's like, all right, maybe it's time to reassess stuff. Insurance detectives have been rolling up options periodically for an entire year now. Insurance detectives, welcome. Insurance, welcome. Stock market videos. GameStop should spend their huge pile of cash to develop their own game console or acquire one instead of waiting long time for Sony and Microsoft. What you think? That would be expensive stock market, I think, though. Interesting. People talk about that too. Game console? Like what are you talking about? Instead of waiting long time for Sony, like developers console or acquire one? And people they've tried this in the past. I think it might be too late for this, though. You need to be well capitalized to pursue that type of revenue stream. I mean, like that's what Netflix did. I mean, if that's what you're talking about, stock market videos, like game creation, game developing, that's what Netflix did. They started creating their own content. They're like, let's just create our own shit. This shit's expensive. But I think it might be too late for GameStop at this point to go down that path. So I think there's better ways to spend their huge pile of cash, stock market videos. That's what I'd say. But it's something to be discussed, one opportunity. Maybe some bolt-on acquisition, but a major, if that's what you're saying. I hope I'm interpreting correctly. Henry, GameStop should make their own streaming gaming service similar to Amazon Luna. Yeah, same thing, Henry. I think it would have been nice, but I think it might be too late in the game for that. And who's to say? Maybe that wouldn't have been a good move. I don't know. It's interesting. There's definitely, remember Twitch? Twitch would have been a good, I know Barry talked about that too. That would have been a good opportunity. But maybe earlier if they got into a streaming gaming service. Maybe if they had done that earlier. I think it's too late now. But if you disagree with that, let me know. I'm just spitballing here. But and then it's capital intensive. You need quite a bit of capital to pull that off. And as much as I think GameStop's going to generate quite a bit of free cash flows over the next 2 years, let's say 3 years, I'm not sure it would be enough to really go down that path. You'd have to be sure of it, right? You got to know that's going to work out. And even then, I don't know if it would. Markel Gat, over 50%. I'm trying to stay on this chat tonight. Yeah, can we do it? We're gonna do 3 hours. We're gonna do 5 hours. Oh, did you see that? I shared that Sopranos picture on Twitter. Oh my! We watched that episode, and she said that looks like you after a 5 to 6 hour stream. I'm like, oh, it does. I don't know if you've seen Sopranos, but in that particular episode, he's like, he's going through his beards, but he's had a long day and stuff. I was dying laughing. I said, it's so funny. So let's see. I'm trying to see if I been losing track of the chat. You know what I mean? It gets ahead of me. I'm like, I gotta catch up. And everyone's making fun of me. Okay. GameStop should make. Okay, Markel get over 50%. It's still pretty high. Markel talking about S3 is still calculating over 50%. Yeah, it's still, even whatever that adjusted calculate 57%. That's still crazy high. You know what I mean? That's still higher than it was back in August of last year, wasn't it? Which is nuts, because now it's like it feels as though the thesis has continued to unfold in favor of the bulls. And it's like now we're only 2 months away from maybe, I don't know, I don't want to say 2 months away, but we're much closer to sentiment turning around in the stock and to have that continued level of conviction on the short. Oh boy, I don't know. Eduardo, we're going to be rich boys. Just hold. Yeah. Oh, we'll see. Polygon. Hey, what I missed? Polygon. Look what I got up. I checked this out. You gotta let me know. Let me know in the chat. What are your favorite? Polygon was mentioning. Oh, I hope I got the right. Yeah, this is it. I hope this is it, Polygon. If there's some songs in here that you like, your favorite, looks like there's only 10 tracks. Let me know if there's any in here that you would recommend. Because there's some of them. Oh, they weren't. I didn't have an opportunity to listen to all of them. They weren't. I saw the first one was 10 minutes. I'm like, I can't listen to 10 minutes for all of them. But if you have a favorite one, Polygon, let me know. Maybe I can toss it in there. Is it gaming? King Lizard, Cumberland Castle, sick. But I listened to some. I'm like, they maybe sounded like the one I played today. I found some that kind of have like a gaming feel to it, which is kind of interesting. And then I'm like, it's probably some gaming streamers who are like looking for some tunes too. And I thought, that's kind of sick. But some of those are good. Some of those legit. I'm like, that's dope. Hugo. That's true. They have to make their Tinder for gamers. Tinder for gamers. Is it out there yet? You see some of those. There's a variety of those dating apps out there, right? So Tinder for gamers. It wouldn't surprise me if that even exists. There's a ton of gamers out there. Boy, this is a business idea. Yo, Hugo. I don't know if you're joking, but that might be a business idea. There you go. On the Roy Kitty Street, we got to do business like Tinder for gamers. Insurance sector, probably too risky and expensive to develop a console. We could see new products and services though eventually. Yeah, I think I agree, sir. I think it's just too late in the game. It's super expensive. They don't have the expertise. I agree. Gats, I'd rather see focus on growth of esports sector and PC parts as opposed to streaming play or console dev personally. Yeah. I think most people would agree with you, Gats. And one point on here is that that esports growth, I think we talked about this last stream. This is why, and that we all know they're getting more into PC everything. PC gaming, and that's a big part. That could be a big segue into esports. You know what I mean? Because I don't have I don't know. They got to round out their gaming offering, and I guess it's not particularly sexy PC and stuff. But most people can understand how it's a good path to go down, right? There's a lot of interest in that type of stuff. It tends to be higher margin from a business perspective, but also if you're just into gaming and you want to go to one store, you want all gaming shit, right? But anyway, that could be, that's another, it kind of goes together with esports and the PC parts. And do I have that thing up? Remember there was one stream where I kept on bringing this graphic up the whole damn time? It was probably the earnings stream. Where's that damn graphic? Right there. Look at that. That was what was funny. Remember that the Bloomberg article that everyone says was, everyone... says that that's Cohen's plan. They didn't even mention. I don't even think they mentioned the word esports in there. But they got the esports there. This, I think, not that this might be new to you, Gats, but they're focusing on this stuff first, making sure they're ready to go for the new consoles. Can't mess this up. Got to make sure it's going to be a sick experience for everybody, and can ensure that they generate a good amount of free cash flows. And then there's plenty of different avenues that can go down, and it's important not to pin themselves down too early, right? It's hard to know exactly what they should do, like I was just saying a couple minutes ago. So they're keeping all these avenues open. Let's explore them at different times and different paces, and some of them are an effort you might be pursuing at the same time. But anyway, Justin, I received a call today from a very experienced short seller. Okay. So this is good. Like I say, like S3, right? There's a lot of that stuff's above me. You know what I mean? I'm focusing on the fundamental analysis, right? That's my expertise, and trying to assess the quality of businesses and credit risk, blah blah blah. That's where I spend most of my time. So when I come across people who are or seem to be more experienced than me, I'm always willing to listen. So whether it's S3 or Justin saying that he spoke to someone, a very experienced short seller, so there's countless more experienced people. There might be plenty of people on the stream who are more experienced than me from when it comes to short selling. So I always perk up. I'm like, all right, this could be education for me. Let me listen. Let me see if there's something I can take. So anyway, see if Jen Cruz, you hit up Barton, Justin. Barton on. Yep. Justin, some portion of the shorting. Okay, some portion of the shorting could be happening to lock up the borrow by boxing the security. Some portion of they would be neither net long nor net shorts. Okay, all right, I gotta think about this. I gotta think. This is where this ain't helping me, or it's loosening me up. You know. Some portion of the shorting could be happening to lock up the borrow by boxing the security. They would be neither net long nor net short. To lock up the borrow. I understand some of those words. I understand a couple of those words. Yeah. Okay, wouldn't even come close to explaining 66 million shares short. All right, I better keep reading. Okay. This is sick, Justin. What you got here? Okay. Short sellers do have negotiated rates, but those are not locked in indefinitely. Okay. They follow spot prices. Here's the spot prices, right? What did it get to today? These are the spot prices. You know what I mean? We've been assuming that if it down to, it's 40% right now. Okay. They follow spot prices. So if the borrow getting harder to come by and or if the spot rate keeps moving up, they'll eventually move the rate up. So if the borrow getting harder to come by, right. So their rates would go up too. Yep. That makes sense. So even if this isn't the rate that they're paying, it can be a reflection of what they are paying. And as these move up, you'd expect those to move up too. And that's when pain can start, right? As it starts to go up on you. As Justin has laid out on Seeking Alpha a number of ways, as you start putting dollar values on this, it starts to get expensive. For a small fund, they might do it very quickly, whereas with a major fund, they may move more slowly and start with warnings, but the fees will rise. Yeah, right. Okay. Justin, lastly, a very interesting point was raised. The point was that it is extremely rare for a company in GameStop's position to attract high-quality board members. Hugo, oh my God, is Justin from Seeking Alpha giving an article? Yo, yeah, Hugo, that's Justin from Seeking Alpha. All these articles, shit, yeah, Justin, you may have to give Hugo an autograph. Reggie is understandable due to being in the industry. However, why did the Walmart and PetSmart executives join? The belief is that it was not just because they saw value in GameStop. The insinuation was that it went beyond that. What are the alternatives? Has GameStop been positioning itself for a sale all along? That's all I can provide about the conversation right now. Interesting. Yeah, so many people, interesting. The board thing, huh? That's kind of weird. It's extremely rare for a company in GameStop's position to attract high-quality board members. That's subjective, right? What constitutes a high-quality board member? That's, I can't even go, I'm not saying that that's wrong, of course. I'm just like, I can't even, there's tons of people who worked at Walmart, and but PetSmart executive, that's true, it is a CEO, okay. Interesting. The belief is that it was not just because they saw value in GameStop. The insinuation was that they went beyond that. What are the alternatives? So the positioning itself for a sale all along, that one is, I don't even need to look at the board members to consider. That's always been a strong consideration. We knew they were selling themselves out, as far as, no, because they confirmed it. They were trying to market themselves out, right? Not even 2 years ago, less than 2 years ago. And then it didn't happen because of financing, right? Or maybe that was the reason that they gave in the press release, because of funding. Funding was not secured. And so it's always been and people have been talking about too, Sherman, it doesn't seem like maybe a long-term gaming visionary per se, maybe focus more on kind of doing this turnaround stuff. So GameStop has always naturally kind of seemed like a potential PE buyout opportunity, right? It's got free cash flows, much more than the market is pricing in, I think. And that's why, what was it? Redbox? What was it, bought out by, Apollo or something? That was a natural, they tend to be natural buyout candidates, I think. That's just my opinion. I'm not an expert on that type of stuff, but I've long thought GameStop could be doing that. But then I've kind of discounted that possibility, kind of what I've been seeing happening here. But the board breakdown? And of course, I wasn't thinking about Cohen or Chewy. I didn't even think about that shit. I was just thinking of some PE firm, right? Like Apollo and Sycamore. But, what else you say? Follow the spot prices. They might do it for a small fund. That's right. So the size of the fund matters. Whereas the major fund, they may move more slowly and start with warnings, but the fees will rise. Yeah, so it could be. Let me catch up here. It could be kind of slow moving though. But that's the thing is, someone was asking this on Twitter today. Like, who is the shorts? You don't know, but that can influence. It's something you need to consider for the likelihood and the degree of a potential short squeeze. And Justin's kind of break it down. Well, if it's a small fund versus large fund, what are the implications there? I think we can all agree is this spot price. I'm pretty sure this is the spot price, right? As this is rising, you can assume that the rates that the actual shorts are paying, whether institution or whatever, the rates they're paying are rising as well. And you can assume that it's going to be painful as the price is rising, right? But how painful is too painful where they have to close? And someone, I forget who was it Uber? Was Uber saying it? Where what do you if there is entrenched in their long-term views of the secular risk with GameStop, why would they close their position? Why would they close their position? You close their position if their view of that changes. If that's what we talk about in the videos, but also on the stream, the importance of changing that narrative. Like, you need to get people to buy into, holy shit, GameStop ain't dying, but they could kick ass looking out a couple of years, and you would think that as that happens, the price would rise accordingly. But you need people to buy into that. You need for the shorts to close. You need the shorts to buy into it, and so you need a really compelling case for the turnaround. And I would say it's not there yet, right? I wouldn't say that the pieces are being set, right? Like, they could do this, they could do that. Here's a possibility, but there's no grand like this is 100% going to work out, or even 80% going to work out. We do. I mean, I feel pretty confident in the how many free cash flows are going to trade over the next couple of years. But looking out 5 years, 10 years, that's still not a given. Just because Cohen joined doesn't mean that that's going to happen. So for the shorts to close, you need, maybe if that's the reason. I have no idea. But that's the thing. If the price takes off, I don't care how entrenched you are in your views of the long term. I don't care. I'm not an expert on this, but I think that price rising will drive sentiment and will drive the story. More people will buy into that turnaround story. And if the stock doubles, triples in a couple of weeks or something, good luck holding on to your position. I feel complete speculation here. I feel as though if that price starts rising quickly, I don't give a shit how confident you are. But it's guesswork. I just think, like, at some point you're losing money and you feel it. At some point you lose money and you feel it, and you think, forget the long term. Forget that long term thesis. I feel still it has some veracity there. There's still some truth to it, but it's not worth it. It's not worth the risk anymore. Personally, I think I'm already impressed. I'm already impressed that short interest rose as much as it did, given the setup here. But clearly, wow, you know what I mean? Like, I'm impressed with how much that short interest rose. But if it keeps going up, that's the thing. But maybe they can successfully control that narrative by layering on those shorts. It gets to 60 million short, 70 million short, 80 million short. How are you gonna get that price to break out? You need game-changing news. People talk about buybacks too. I was talking about that too. That's something that could surprise people. Then the float starts disappearing. You know what I mean? If people call back their shares, blah blah blah. There's things that could trigger it. But those shorts must really think there's a low probability of that, which is fascinating to me, because it might not be the base case, but boy, it seems way more likely than it's being priced in by the shorts. But I don't know. Anyway, Justin, thank you for sharing that. That was great. I don't even think about the board stuff. That's I've always thought. I thought if there was going to be a buyout, that it would have happened. They would have cleaned stuff up, and I thought that's why I think management's been doing a good job. They would have cleaned stuff up, and maybe it would have been sold 12 months later before the console refresh. But now you're gonna wait for the console refresh and wait till you generate. Maybe you're gonna pay off some debt first, and they didn't get around to that. So maybe it's. I was thinking if it doesn't happen before if it didn't happen already, then I don't think it's gonna happen for. I don't know. I was gonna think after a couple quarters maybe. Then it feels like they might have to pay up. You know what I mean? That's the thing. If it's going to be bought out, you want to buy it out at a cheap price. And it would happen this year. But then it didn't happen, and now the price is already back to 10. I think this is going to get really expensive. But there's cash in the books, but there's debt. You got to consider enterprise value. But I wonder the timing about all that. That's interesting, Justin. Can you imagine it happening before the console? I mean, people talk about Cohen, right? People talk about Cohen. I mean, it could be leading a consortium or something. That's what people have been talking about. I don't know. It's like see you next day. The Motley Fool put out an article today that has GME, Twitter, Bed Bath & Beyond on stocks to avoid this week. Couldn't help but laugh a bit. Yeah, that sounds about right, huh? Stocks to avoid, GameStop. It's still in the. Hasn't Motley Fool had a ton of those articles? Most of those are just clickbait. They're just many of them that I read not good articles. It's just trying to get people to click. That's what I mean. And you might see it on the upside too, where for the past year it's just been people publishing very humdrum analysis just to get something on the website for people to click. And I've been disappointed in a lot of the Motley Fool articles. And but you'll have bull cases too that are very weak too. So, but right now those bearish ones are still around. Thanks for sharing. See you. Justin was laughing at that. Yeah. Finish the beer, then read Kirby. Cheers, Kirby. Kirby saying, finish the beer. You're talking about the. Oh shit, am I getting behind? Kirby was talking about the S3 thing. I know. Oh, if I finish the beer, then read it. Yeah. I'll be spinning. I'll be spinning. Quantum Destiny. Hi, Jam. Welcome, Quantum. Welcome. Cheers, Quantum. Is that a new name? I'm starting to pick up on people who have been coming to the stream a couple of times. That's sick, right? And then, but sometimes I'm like, oh, that might be a new name. That name sounds familiar. Stock market videos, insurance detectives, that gets every time. Sony or Microsoft released new console, the revenue goes up. CEO Sherman had no technology background. I doubt he will do any of those anyway. Of what you were proposing, stock market. Yep. Third and fourth paragraph in the end of the article. I gotta catch up. Okay. B-Del, cheers, B-Del. Thank you. Welcome. Third and fourth paragraphs from the end of the article. Pointed. I should just catch up. Just go back to when I read the Okay, Markel, I go back to when I read The Intelligent Investor, where the other called the Motley Fool stupid, and that was decades ago. Has Motley Fool been around that long? Shit. Forgot that. High Quantum Destiny. Yeah, 3 paragraphs. Basically, it says not 100% of the float, but still prime for a squeeze. Yeah, very high probability, he said, huh? Has he called short squeezes in the past? Sometimes these are difficult to predict beforehand and easier to say, oh, yeah, that was a short squeeze after the fact, you know? This message retracted. Hugo, maybe Ryan Cohen and Barry were talking about who would buy GME. They might toss a coin for a decide. Maybe. Smash. Yeah, I've worked in the video game industry and run a video game channel, so my angle on GME is that. From that perspective, thanks for sharing, Smash. Yeah, I figured I was getting the feel for that maybe you had some background in the gaming industry, which I don't. And you were sharing your views on that, but you said you're on the right track with a lot of stuff, which is great. Cheyenne, welcome. Thank you again for your enthusiasm, dedication. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you. Cheers, Cheyenne. I appreciate that. The folks here, though, keeping the conversation going, I thank them too, and but I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I'm always happy to hear that. Still early going here, and I know in some ways the experience sucks right now. I apologize for that, but hopefully it will get better over time, right? So all this feedback is always much appreciated. Oh, I don't think I'm too far behind. Sick! Maybe I am, though. Okay, I just realized, Hugo, that your name was on Seeking Alpha. Didn't know we have a famous person here after Roy. Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, Justin, yeah. The most prolific bull author, I'd say, right? Uber, out getting provisions before the Lightning game. Sad I'm missing this. We'll rejoin in a few. Good luck, Uber. Good luck with the Lightning. Sick. See you next Tuesday. What if GameStop breaks into 2 stores? One for the esports, like the demo stores pre-COVID and modern releases, and one for collectibles pre-owned, like a pawn shop. Yeah. They could have multiple types of stores. If you see their Tulsa stores too, they're testing out different things. So I think they could be different types of stores. Right now, they're testing out 4 different ones, to your point, CU, but maybe that's a variation too that they might consider too. One for esports and modern releases. Yeah, I like that idea, and I think they do too. I think that's why they're testing out some of those models. We don't know which one is the best one, right? But they do just what you're doing. Toss out some ideas, see what sticks, see if people like it. Let's see what lasts. And plus, the gaming environment's actively changing too, so you got to be flexible. You got to be nimble with this. Philly Steaks, welcome, Philly. Welcome back. Good evening, everyone. Hey there, really good evening, Polygon. Are there any stocks you're as convicted about as you are on GameStop? No, not right now. Polygon's asking if I have any other stocks that I'm as I'm convinced about as I am as GameStop is my highest conviction play. I find it difficult. I don't know if y'all agree with this, but are you asking Justin? Oh, he's asking just. Sorry, I just read it. I don't know who you're talking to. I can only be super dialed into a handful of stocks. I don't know if y'all are the same way, but I got a ton of stocks in the portfolio, Roaring Kitty portfolio. But I can't even keep up. I get really dialed in and excited about one a year, maybe a handful. And then there was a ton of opportunities this year, right? March and April, forget about it. You didn't have to have high conviction on one particular play. And so that's why it's a shotgun approach, right? Boom, 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 boom. You can just deploy across a whole bunch of names. It kind of, relatively speaking, it's easy because you don't need to have that conviction as long as the market can bounce back in a reasonable amount of time. There was no guarantee of that, and I knew that. But as it turned out, it did way faster than I appreciated. But then I had all these names. It was like you didn't need that super strong, crazy conviction. So it's a different type of analysis at the time. But my usual analysis, diving deep, fine. I'm real to get I ain't getting out of bed. I ain't getting out of bed for a 2-bagger or a 3-bagger. But sometimes I'll say this has 5-bagger or 10-bagger potential. That's when I'll start digging in. And right now, after the bounce back, there's not too many, but there's some that are catching my attention that maybe I'll dig in. But they got kind of real risks to them. And if the risks don't happen, then I think, yeah, 10 bagger. But I always thought GameStop was way less risky than many people think. So that's like, but anyway, to answer your question briefly so I can catch up here. No, there's not right now, but that will change. That will change. Polygon, GameStop developing a console and failing would be the end of the company. I agree. Polygon saying if the GameStop tried to develop a console and failed, that'd be the. If they went down any of these paths and they went full force and they were like, we're doing it. I don't know. Pick one. I don't know. Pick one. If they went down any of these, like we're going full force and that failed, you messed up. Yeah, that's a bad move. So I mean, especially something like the console thing, right? Because they have no experience in that. But even one of these, if they go down, they say this is what we're doing and it failed. That's a mess up. That's why I think the management team's doing a good job. Like let's just. Keep on testing these different things. Let's see what people like the best, what works best, and so forth. Polygon, GME should take their huge pile of cash and gamble on Tesla calls like SoftBank left miles. Yeah. Hey, maybe. What was it? You remember? I remember looking at was it Daily Journal? Remember DJCO? Is that still a company? Is that still public? Yeah, and what's his name? Munger was on the board. I remember looking at it like early this decade. Yeah, and I don't even know if I bought it. But I remember thinking like he was on the board, they had a ton of cash. I'm like, they're just making money by investing in stocks and shit. I thought this is sick. And then it turned out exactly. This is the thing. I don't think that I did buy it, but it went out exactly as like the story went. Like they just doubled, and it was an easy double. It was a huge margin of safety there. It was so obvious. And but firms do this. Who's making a joke here? Polygon? Polygon's making a joke, but firms do that. They can finance their operation. Oh, even in the, you know what? In the VW, Volkswagen, excuse me, the Porsche, Volkswagen squeeze. I was reading that. I've read it in the past, but I was reading it again recently, where it was talking about how Porsche made a lot of its profits by way of trading. And I thought, oh, that's sick. And so, like, I forget which article it was. Maybe someone can mention. But it was like Porsche itself, the company, like, were generating a lot of their operating profits at that time by way of I think, trading Volkswagen stock. I hope that's accurate. But there's like 3 of those Volkswagen Porsche squeeze articles out there. I forget which one it is. You'll see it. But I remember thinking, that's sick. Porsche's like, yeah, we got cars. But let's day trade Volkswagen stuff. I don't know if they're day trading or whatever. I think they're probably just hedging shit. But I remember that article. I'm like, holy shit, that's sick. So there was more going on to that story that I didn't even realize. But anyway, Polygon's making a joke. But if you got a good enough board or steward of the capital, they can do it. Why not? I don't know if SoftBank can, but... Kirby, you are causing a run on after hours. No, we joke like that. It's not a... Wait, is it up? Oh, Kirby, baby Kirby, huh? Nah. We've driven it down. Hold on. Just for those who don't know, when you're looking at after hour stuff, maybe most of the folks that I've been showing this, but if you want to see if it's actually meaningful, which like 98% of the time, maybe not 98, that's too high. 80-90% of the time, it's meaningless. You can see the after hours volume, 40,000 shares at a volume weighted at 10-12. This is after hours, right? It's not much. But Kirby's just having a laugh. But I always people see talking about it on like stock twits or Twitter or whatever, people talking about it, then I think, it's just marginal. But anyway, that's fine. I was asking Ron, but you're just as good. A huge pile of cash equals huge. I know, insurance. Yeah, insurance sector says huge pile of cash is a hugely good problem to have. I know. Wow, is someone calling it a problem? Someone calling GameStop's cash? Some people do, which is bonkers, right? Oh, that's a rough cash position. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? It's not necessarily the optimal use of cash. No one's saying that. But as someone who's very heavily focused on balance sheet, I'd love to see the cash on the books. Know what I mean? Okay, Matt asked that. Welcome, Matt. Welcome. Are shorts asleep? Wild that the percent short is increasing like it is in spite of the rising stock price. Matt, welcome. Yeah, we're all saying the same shit. I included that as one of the thumbnails of the video of the streams. I was like, are the shorts falling asleep? But that's why I was trying to think about. If they're not asleep and they're awake, how are they rationalizing their moves? And I've been talking about that a bit on the stream here. Likewise, just helping well. A up, Roaring Kitty, toss in Tetrachromacy. Is that one of the songs? Tetrachromacy. Should I play it? We just sit here and just chill, listen to the music the whole time. This is good. I'm definitely using this Polygon. I'm definitely using this. Look at this shit, huh? What is this? Oh, I'm going to get trippy. Yo, Hugo, what are you gonna do with that song? Are you looking at this too? Hold on, let me jump ahead. Oh shit. Polygon, is this your music, by the way? It's royalty free, right? That's it, because I'll definitely use that song. Look at this shit, huh? What is this? What's that in the cage? Shit. Okay, thank you for sending me one. I'm like, I wonder if Polygon has a favorite there, huh? Sick. Okay. Okay, our shorts asleep. Likewise, hey guys, say, bro. I doubt everyone that shorts are fully invested in the game. They probably just assume it's a dying. Okay, Mark, I doubt everyone that shorts are fully invested in the game. They probably just assume it's a dying business, or maybe they had sour experience in the past and short in spite of it. Oh, well, that's the thing. That make more sense for retail investors, you know. But if it's like institutions, they're more sophisticated than that. Markel, that's what I'd say, Joe. But I agree with you, though. It might be because it's a dying business. That's their level of conviction. But boy, I would have thought the short-term risk, especially like the craziness of the market too. You know what I mean? Like, even though I don't think it's necessarily gonna go crazy, but you see what happens in other stocks too. Even if you're sophisticated and feel confident, I don't. That's the thing. I've never been that confident in any stock as a long. So the shorts, I think, what the hell? Polygon, not mine, but yes, public domain. Thank you, Polygon. Thank you. Hugo, I hear the music. I see that picture. Rip my neurons. All right, okay. All right. Shorts asleep from the album. I doubt everyone. Oh, from the album. Okay, yeah. Thank you, Polygon. Could be busy with work. Could also be busy with work, not being able to pay attention to the news coming out. Yeah. Well, I think that's more for individual retail shorts, which it could be. I just think that just the dollar amount of it seems too big for that. But I don't know enough about it. So, Matt, appreciate the work Roaring Kitty and Justin have put into do. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, and cheers to Justin too. We appreciate that. Right? Let's hope if it works out, then it's even better. Right? That's what I think. William Invest, welcome back, William. Good evening. Welcome. Cheers. Henry, Roaring Kitty. Sorry, out of GME topic. What do you think about PBF? I'll tell you what I think about PBF. Henry, it's one of the top positions in the Roaring Kitty portfolio. Oh, it's got bumped out for the longest time. It was top 10. Whoa, it's 16 now. So I saw insider buying today, Henry. I don't know if you saw that. It did seem a little bit oversold. Nice catch. Do I get the chart here? I looked at it today because I saw the insider buying. This looks interesting to me. It does. It's a Carlos Slim is involved. It looks like his company or his family. Or if you look at the filings, watch this. Check the insiders. It was like $200K today from the CEO. For once, it wasn't Carlos Slim's group. I don't know what that. I looked into the form before once. But I'm like, okay, I get it. But $300K and pales in comparison to all Slim's purchases and stuff. But I noticed that nice pickup. It looks very interesting. I mean, remember at the time thinking it had some liquidity risks and stuff. But I think that's why I like the buying for something like this. And then importantly, this is what I've been doing. I've been checking the bonds on this shit. And for this one, you got to type in the name. If you do ticker, you're not going to get it. But if you do PBF, what are the bonds? Oh shit. Yeah, look at that. Look at the bonds. Pretty good. Yeah, good call, Henry. I think I'm going to make a note. We haven't been making very many notes, but I think Henry has convinced me. Well done with your analysis, Henry. That's what I mean. That's why these chats, like I talk about just getting together and hanging out with other value investors. Sometimes you just shooting the shit and someone says something, it makes you think about something, reminds you of something. It doesn't have to be. Value investing is always described as this lonely, like, This is lonely. You're doing the research by yourself, contrarian, blah, blah, blah. But it can be more fun. It can be, I think, a more collaborative effort, too. And not everyone has to agree with shit, right? I mean, you see this on Seeking Alpha, too. There are other ways, but PBF, I saw that 200K, it was called 200K, CEO buy. Chart looks interesting. I like that kind of a chart, Henry. Right? Some people don't. Some people are like, oh, this looks like shit. But you see the huge overbought right around March, April. Everything was doing that. And then it got up. Then it got crushed. Damn, what was that 15? I held through that. I think I held, and then I may have added on the pullback. I've been waiting. I screw up my short-term trims and adds all the time. But I did a good job not adding to this one. I'm pretty pleased about that. And then it sold off here. And then I'm like, let's wait. It looks like such shit. But I agree. Below 6 looks kind of interesting. I'll look into it again, make sure. Really, it's just a credit thing for me. Like those refinery assets, I tend to view as higher quality assets in the energy space. It doesn't always mean they're going to generate profits next year. It's a volatile business model. But I kind of like that. It's like a lot of operating leverage with something like that. And if you're backed by Slim, I mean, I don't know about Slim's past successes and stuff like that. But that's the type of thing I like to see because I know other people don't like to see. Like, has anyone written any articles about it recently? It was kind of a quiet stock. Sometimes that's good, sometimes that's bad. I don't know. This is why it's helpful to track. Because if you see an article and you can know what to expect from the author. I don't know Tristan Brown, bearish. But then I'd read the article to see if it's... See, no comments on this one. No one's really talking about it. I think people may have... It's kind of a big company, though. Sorry, What was the market cap? 700... Whoa, that's small. Whoa, that's... I thought it was bigger. Whoa. I've been early to this, make no mistake. I thought it looked interesting. I thought it looked, no, did I buy? I think I waited, but I got in a little bit early, and then I was buying, and then it hasn't gone anywhere. But all right, I got to look into that again. Thank you for tossing that out, Henry. That's sick. Because I looked at it today. I saw the buying. That buy was today, wasn't it? Filing date. Yeah, it was today. I wonder if that cut. You saw that, Henry. Okay. From the album, okay. Kitty Nation, I have a new and final thesis. Get a beer ready. Oh boy, William. How will GameStop go for this week? Jose Diaz, welcome back. Cheers. I have no idea how it's going to do this week. I don't know. It could be a quieter week. But also, and then if someone... I have no idea. I can't do the short-term, weekly type stuff. I have no idea. Good question, though. If you figure it out, Jose, what it's going to do this week, let me know. Because then maybe we could trade accordingly. Philly Stakes. I'd be curious to know as to why exactly financing fell through. Me too, Philly Stakes. I mean, for those folks who saw the stream last time, we dug into that 13D, like parsing like minutia words. I was doing that with that press release because I wanted to try to understand, Philly, why that deal fell through. It was weird. It struck me as odd language at the time. And even though like the financing fell through, but I'm like, what does this mean? Why did it fall through? It was a crazy environment back then too. This was late 2018. The market was selling off. It would have been a tough environment. And then it was like January that they said it fell through. So that certainly had a strong impact on that. But and you remember what the market cap was about then? It was quite a bit higher than the current market cap if a deal were going to go through. So, but I always wondered too, how much was the finance? Was it strictly because of the financing? Was it because other risks? But I agree with you, Philly, and we don't know. Justin, Roaring Kitty. So is it possible, considering the board, Ryan Cohen was not happenstance? Is it possible, considering board, Ryan Kitty? Yes, it is possible, Justin. Yes. You can't have that Chewy or PetSmart CEO and then have Ryan Cohen get involved and think it's definitely a coincidence, right? They could be friends and just say, hey, this is the GameStop looked like an interesting opportunity from this gaming front, huh? It reminds me a lot of Chewy. Or all the same analysis we're all doing. So I agree with you, Justin. I mean, Justin's not necessarily making a point. He's just asking a question. But I think it's absolutely could be I'm not just a coincidence. I don't know what that means. I don't know what the ramifications of that are. But if you can't see, I mean, the PetSmart CEO, to think it's completely 100% coincidence seems unlikely. Doesn't mean anything. I don't know what the takeaway is. I know people talking about buyout, including Justin. The takeout. I get that angle. Yeah, I don't know. Trey, what up, Ray? What up, Trey? Welcome. Justin, Philly. I heard that the PE interested had a poor history with banks. Okay. The PE interested. Justin's answering that, saying I think that the PE firm was interested in buying out GameStop, had a bad reputation with the banks. I didn't know that, Justin. Okay, they had a history of not living up to commitments. Okay, which that's the financing. Then it could be just that simple. But then that's what I mean. Like it was almost bought out. I guess according to the release, it was almost bought out like a much higher market cap. That was always crazy to me that it was trading so cheaply. Like nothing had changed. I mean, what changed? Everyone knew the secular risks at the time that those rumors were going around, right? We all knew the secular risks. Nothing changed in 6 months. It's the comps were worse maybe than some people expected. But the damn stock got so cheap that I would thought someone would have stepped out. I don't give a shit. Yeah, the comps were worse, but not that worse that it's suddenly not going to generate free cash flow anymore. I know some people think that, but it's always weird to me that no one stepped in. Okay, Philly, makes sense. You'd have to think they received a short list of negatives for reasons they maybe couldn't get financing, though, and they have been trying to turn those negatives over the last year or so. Yeah, I've been thinking that too, Philly. It seemed like there was a lot of excess with GameStop. The costs were bloated and stuff, and check out the Restore GameStop presentation for more of this shit right here, Restore GME presentation. They did a good job, Hestia and Permit, going through some of this stuff, talking about the bloated costs. And I think the previous management team was just lazy. They were just... lazy with regard to certain things. Like it was such a successful business model previously, and then there was no urgent need to do that. And sometimes if there's not urgent need, stuff doesn't get done. And so there was a lot of excess cost that could have been trimmed if it was a real much more motivated team like a Sherman right now. Like we could trim this, we could trim that. And so that's why there was a lot of opportunity there that I think the Bears completely underestimated. I thought. I thought there was a lot like the detensification of stores, working capital management. These are things that now everyone's talking about, but like stuff that wasn't part of the bear thesis back in the day. Like here's some incremental things they could do to generate quite a bit more free cash flow, even looking out these next couple of years. And I agree. Yeah, Sherman's maybe getting in here cleaning up shit, and maybe it will be more attractive because it will have, I don't want to say higher margins, but they will have salvaged some margins by taking the actions that they did over the past 12 months, and then they're closer to the console. So indeed, this makes a lot of sense to me. Like I said, I thought this was going to be the case, and then nothing really happened over the past 12 months. I thought shit, and then I thought it's probably not going to happen around the consoles. There's too much going on, and then I was like, okay, then it doesn't happen. Then what are you going to wait for? A quarter of results, 2 quarters of results, and then is it too late? Is the stock price so high that it's not even worth it? So it's always a balancing act, right? You get it at the cheap price, but hasn't been turned around yet. Or a richer price than it has been. I don't know. FX. Creditors definitely are wary of Sycamore. There you go. Okay. Was it Sycamore, Apollo? There was rumors. I don't even think we know who it was, but creditors are definitely wary of Sycamore. Interesting. Other than the PE's rep. Oh yeah, Philly, you're really thinking about it. Philly, if you should have saw us trying to parse that 13D the other night. Philly's like, that's how Philly's approaching that their press release. I did the same. Justin, let me throw another topic out there. Rowan Kitty has talked before that GameStop may not be much different from Apple. Well, Rowan Kitty has talked about before that GameStop may not be much different from Apple, Wells Fargo. Let's see where. I know you know what I meant, so let's see where you're going with this. Okay, Justin. Then again, given desperation for yield doesn't stop them or any other PE from doing covenant-like deals. Yeah, I know. Yeah, like Fox saying it still could have happened there. Justin, when was RC Ventures created? Okay, so Justin, when was RC Ventures created? It was recently created. We looked into that during the live stream, I think. What is the advantage of transferring shares to RC Ventures LLC versus owning them personally? What are the negatives? Perhaps not great for taxes, so why use the LLC? Yeah, that's litigation risk. Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. I think that's typical. I think it's rare to see people own stocks in their individual capacity. I mean, he's a billionaire, so the Wells Fargo and Apple purchases. But indeed, if Justin's saying, he goes, well, if these are passive investments and he's doing his individual. But remember, we're also pretty damn sure he bought individual shares in GameStop in his individual shares in his. He bought GME shares in his individual capacity, and then he transferred them to RC Ventures. I would say so. And okay, where are we going with this? We just need the stock to go up for a bit. Yeah, well, that'd be nice, Paul. Litigation risk from what? All right, Justin. So I'll just. Maybe I'll jump in here. It's an 13D. This is an activist filing. This is already different. Buyout potential aside, this is already a different investment for Ryan Cohen than Apple and Wells Fargo. He is. Wait, he's did he file? He's still too small for those. It's once you take an activist stake, for litigation. I mean, this rarely do you see someone take an activist stake in their individual capacity. That's uncommon. That's why. So I wouldn't think too much into that, or think that just spinning it into an LLC. I don't know enough about this. I don't know enough, but I don't think it's uncommon to see the switch to an LLC. We looked into that in the stream too, because I had the same. At the time, this is a different conversation, but what the hell is RC Ventures? I didn't know what it was. I looked up RC Ventures before I looked up Ryan Cohen. I did a Google search right out of there. But let's see where Justin goes with this. Polygon, angry roaring kitty viewers getting bought out at 8. Yeah. We talked about that. Be careful what you wish for. Now the price is a bit higher than we were originally talking about that. But imagine if you got a bought out at 8 or 10. That would have been disappointing. It would. Not the disastrous outcome, right? But a disappointing outcome if you're an investor for the long term. See the gaming angle. Makes sense to me. Jen, okay. Jen sees Justin's point of view. FX Justin. Ring fencing of personal assets. Most activist deals have a decent list of litigation attached. LLCs are a cheap way to mitigate. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I agree. In his case, RC's Ventures obviously looking for greater involvement of some kind, even higher than a usual risk. Yeah, so the involvement is right. So speaks to his intentions for GME. Yeah, but that's the 13D, Justin. Which is what a 13D is about. Not sure a ton of a new insight. Okay, so thank you, FX. See, okay. Unless Justin responds to this, but I'm with the same thing. It's already a different. Went to GME. Cheers, George. Cheers, welcome. Went to GME and bought a used game. I heard employees mention their stock position. Morale was high. They upsold me for $30 deal and $2 replacement plan. All right, safe. All right, cool. Yeah, that's nice. Sometimes you see some negative sentiment about it. Sometimes it's positive. Thank you, Sharon. Just it's good to hear. You should keep going and spending more money than morale will shoot through the roof. Yeah. File number. Uberkick sharing some RC Ventures information. Pretty sure it was discussed in the last video. January 25th, 2019. Okay, so Uber's saying it was spun up. Creating LLC is not too much work. You fill out a couple things on a web page. It can take 10 minutes. It can be very quick to spin up an LLC. No, just side topic. Justin, pretty sure it was this initial registration January 25th. Okay, maybe this is his early timeline for entering into GME. Steve, welcome. Yeah, Justin's been kind of saying that. Which minute of the 5 hour? FX says, which minute of the 5 hour, 25 minute vid? Yeah. That's so long. Not tonight. You know what we say? No, what do we say to death? Not tonight. Oh, but it will be, what do we say to sleep? Not tonight. What's that from? Game of Thrones, right? Game of Thrones? Oh, yeah. Check this out. Hey, look. Can you see this? Check out this. Look at this. This is a... You recognize this? Anyone recognize this? Any Game of Thrones? Oh, it did. You can't see this. Oh, you can't see this part. Let me move it over. Oh, you can't see it. That shit says "Hear me roar." How's that shit funny? Mad funny. Okay. Sick chair. Trey, oh yeah, it just jumped ahead for me. Trey, yeah, sick. Oh, sick. I'm glad you just jumped ahead for me. Trey, I'm glad you like that, huh? I thought I was getting some of the kitty stuff. I'm like, yeah, all right, what kitty stuff? And then I saw this. I'm like, dude, what the? That's crazy. I gotta get that chair. I was in need of a new chair anyway. I'm like, this is sick. You must have bought it with the right kitty bucks. Yeah. Shit. Game of Thrones talk. Okay. Let me keep scrolling. Okay, I do like I like Justin coming up with these new things. We're all guilty of thinking about this stuff too much. Justin comes up with new ways. He's like, all right, let's think about this. And then even though these are like good things to think about, because even though right now all this stuff in I'm sharing stuff too that I'm reading too much info. But this is kind of like a form of tracking itself. Like we're putting by saying it out loud or documenting, right? We've tossed it out there. Then even though we don't know how meaningful it is, right? Like a lot of this stuff, I'm like, I don't know how meaningful this is. I don't know, but let's talk about it. And then let's see how it unfolds. Then we may look back to this and be like for example, like right now, I'm not thinking too much about this LLC stuff, but holy shit, Justin, like if it turns out, we'll be like, damn, Justin mentioned that LLC thing, how he sped it up. I'm like, oh, but for me personally, it's going to take we'll have to see how it unfolds. But this is why it's good to talk about even these odd things that you don't usually think about when you're researching the stock. But when we're running out of things to talk about. Oh, shit. Uh, long since forfeited, just look at the volume and analyze what that means material. William, welcome, William. A different William. But long since forfeited, just look at the volume and analyze what that means material. Yeah, I agree with you, William. Maybe more folks will be doing that soon. March, April was dartboard bullishness. Yep. Polygon agrees. I usually say like shotgun approach, but dartboard approach works too. Anyone else notice the rampant price manipulation of this stock, likely by the shorts? I feel like it's another signal that people are worried about the stock reflecting its true value and potentially triggering a squeeze. Philly Stakes be back in a few. Okay. Quanta, I said this early in the stream, but that word manipulation gets tossed around so loosely and stuff. I don't agree with that. I think it happens is you just get too dialed into a stock, but it's not really manipulation. It's that's not to say it definitely isn't. I'm no expert on this stuff, but it tends not to be manipulation. It's just you're homing in on something that you don't usually do. You know how like when you like when you buy a car or something, and then all of a sudden you see that car all over the place. So you talk about cars, and he's like, "Oh, look at all these cars! It's everywhere. That car's everywhere." But like I feel like that's kind of how it is with this, like these short moves. You're tracking a stock really closely when you're not usually tracking stock so closely, and then you say, "Oh, that must be manipulation, that weirdness." When in fact that's just the market. That's how a market functions. That it's just weird when you really get. It's like quantum. Hey, it's like quantum mechanics, quantum destiny. It's like quantum mechanics, right? Like you entertain quantum mechanics, say, yeah, okay, these weird, kooky things, right? But then you're actually trying to do it, and you say, well, that shit don't make no sense. You know what I mean? You get into it. So to compare the short-term manipulation-like moves, it looks like that's just like quantum physics or quantum mechanics, whichever. Okay, yeah. I think Porsche made. Oh shit, am I this far? Yeah, made more money that year investing than they did selling cars. Yep. Okay, so Gats heard that too. Trey, what's up? What's up, Run Kitty? Not mine, but yes, public domain. Oh yeah. Okay. Yes, and subsequently because Porsche ended up buying VW at inflated prices, the CEO was fired. I did see that. He was fired in pretty short order, wasn't he? Hugo, I hear the music. I see that picture. Oh yeah, it is a flute harmonica. See, a flute harmonica duet section, huh? That's oftentimes you'll hear a song described. It's like every song is like, what is it, eclectic or eccentric or I don't know. But like if you have a flute harmonica duet section, that's something that I want to check out. I want to see what that's like. Okay, I guess this is a lesser known part of the story, but it's a lesson for bankers, advisors, lawyers, director wannabes. Learn when trying to screw shorts. What is? Saying that because Porsche ended up buying VW at inflated prices because of the squeeze. So be careful trying to screw the shorts because you end up, right. That's the thing. That's, if Cohen were doing something, you wouldn't expect that he would want the short squeeze necessarily. I know Justin's been saying maybe he tries to profit on the upside and stuff, but so I think that it might be beneficial to do a somewhat different approach like mentioned earlier. It's a pretty wild story. The post-mortem after that was amazing to read. Yeah, what a crazy story. Who knows? You could get it here. I know everyone's talking about that too, but if it ever did turn into a series, right? If it ever did happen, this would be a crazy ass story. This is nuts. It's just nuts if it ever did. It's almost like, isn't it like too textbook of an end? It's too good of a story. It's too good of a story. Yeah, that VW and Volkswagen, the VW Porsche one's crazy. Polygon, Intimate Therapeutics just had a big round of insider buying, but I don't think Canadian biotech microcaps are a kiddie thing. Nah, not real. I'm not anti-biotech or anything like that, but is that a microcap, you said? Canadian biotech microcap? Not usually Polygon. I do like the insider buying, though. I'll include the ticker. I at least look it up. But that's usually not enough. I would need more. If I were dealing in a biotech, I'd need more than that. I'd need more. We're moving after hours again? You're kidding me. Oh, am I late? It's 8. Oh, I'm late. So I'm at least 20 minutes late. Yep. Oh, shit. Because the wording on the original disclosure of their position is just gold. Oh, for Porsche. Oh, yeah. For Porsche? Yeah. That was sick wording. I remember that. Steve Stunk would have been recorded as other income, not revenues. Yep. Just going off memory from months ago. I forgot this. They made the announcement on a Sunday. Yes, remember that? They made the announcement on a Sunday. It was I'm sure, it kind of, were they trying to screw the short? Were they trying to take advantage of that? And, but yeah, the announcement on Sunday, you know what I mean? You never see that, right? You never see that. Brutal. Yeah, it says, could be, but I doubt it. CEO contracts as percentage of revenues would create a corporate nightmare, wrong incentives, similar to GME. I have a strong conviction that the line will move to the right this week. Basis. When Porsche CEO came aboard in 1993, he was able to negotiate a contract. Yep. Okay, look at that. So some folks more experienced on the. I'm not an expert on the Porsche VW stuff. It's interesting, but no concept of clawback back then. Yeah, it's weird, but I think pass. I think a lot of impairments after that. So if Barry gets married with Ryan Cohen, they would have more than 10% of stake. I wonder what the implications of that, right? How marriage influences. Would you become a joint beneficial owner? What would happen there, right? You'd probably be, you probably have to file an updated. You probably have to file an updated one, I would think. Yeah, you'd almost certainly have to. Interesting. They had a lot of impairments after that. Lucky him. I agree the passage of time will continue. I think it's weird that Best Buy. Trey, I think it's weird that Best Buy stock was just rising and their business hasn't innovated, and at least GameStop tried diversifying their business, but stock goes down. Yeah, what's that? I know I keep bringing it up, but I don't care. It seems very relevant to me. So many people talk about the in-store experiences, myself included, and then I think, look what you can do with just a present day, like a rejuvenated brick and mortar business model. You know what I mean? Like 28 billion, 650 million. You know what I mean? Everyone's talking about these two pillars, right? These two pillars, but like these two, you can still be worth quite a bit if you can pull it off. I know the secularists and sold out, but even still, when I think of, that's what I see when I saw GameStop, that press release where it dropped everything in there. I'm like, damn, that seems like they could pull. People might enjoy shopping there. That may be a go-to place. Maybe. Okay, I'm reading the article. He settled with tons of debt and walked away with 103 billion. Wow. Okay, Steve Stunk sharing some info on the squeeze there. I'll take the contrarian view. Ready for entropy. Arrow of time reversal. Just very odd sentiments. From some of these institutional investors. Oh my God. Actual posting a gap profit. Zeno. If Polygon, if GME posts a surprise profit this quarter, that could be the inflection point. It could be. People have been saying that for the past couple of quarters. You know what? Even I thought that too. Hey, what if they turn a profit this quarter? That'll be unexpected. But I don't know if that will be. I think I'm probably going to have the same outlook. So this is the thing. Now the stock price is up, right? Remember I leaned bullish going into the last quarterly earnings. Of course, it sold off, right? But it was higher, much higher 2 weeks later, because you kind of get a feel for sentiment. But I think people were literally betting on the short squeeze right before then, and then it didn't happen, so that's why it sold off. But then it bounced right back up. But I bet the same thing happens Q4. I already likely. Well, you got to see what the price gets bid up to. But if we're like still at 10, it was still at 10 in December whenever they announced. I'd lean bullish because, and then it's just so much. Like it almost doesn't matter if it's a beat Polygon. Whatever, if they got the rose-colored glasses on, don't matter. That's why sometimes you'll see, this company beat or this company didn't beat, and then the stock price like does something the complete opposite. Like you can't know what's priced in and what's not priced in. Some of this stuff is tough, but sometimes you can get a feel for sentiment. It almost doesn't even matter. The stock wants to go higher, if not immediately a week or two out. Okay, makes for a much better story. Profit this quarter makes for a much GME. Okay, GME insider trading policy. The insiders in the company cannot lend their shares. I conclude massive naked short selling has occurred as public float is 48 million. It would be interesting to know why there is such a large gap between the daily short interest estimates made by S3 for GME and the actual short. I did that. See you next news days talking about the S3 algorithm. That's on S3's algorithm. I don't know what goes into their algorithm. I tend not to put it's an estimate. It's a ballpark estimate, and it could be in the ballpark of reality. I know Justin was pointing something out recently that said, or someone else was talking about how. Oh, was it Uber? Maybe it was Uber. Go Lightning. Was it Lightning? Was he rooting for the Lightning? So that's why it's on S3. The reported interest should be accurate, and just whatever their estimates, whatever assumptions they're using causes it to be off. It can be tough to estimate that stuff. I always thought. Okay, 831, 850. We had large differences when S3 under. Yeah, that's the thing. So that's what I see. Like it's just a little bit. I found it to be a bit unreliable and at times a bit misleading. Not that they're doing bad work there or anything like that. And I'm not knocking S3. It's just the estimates. They can be tough to estimate this stuff, and so that's why I don't rely on it too much. Oh, there you go. FX. Yeah, agrees. Concur. Occam's razor. Improving bad actors. I find S3 numbers very suspect. There you go. So, and again, not because bad actors, but FX seeing the same thing here, where It's just a little bit suspect. That's all. It's that they I think they're open about how they calculate it, which is great. I think that's what other people have told me. They say, here's how we calculate it. Take this data as however you want. Take it however you want. I don't know. And that's good. That's how it should be. But I agree. It's just a little bit too suspect for me to actually lean on. FSU's algorithm fine with other algorithms. But produce the chat jumps out of me sometimes. Okay, the natural interpretation is that something unusual has happened. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, well, I'd say it's definitely something unusual happened with GameStop. There's definitely something weird going on. Something weird going on. How weird it is, we don't know yet, but we'll see. I don't know. Their algos are calcs based on systematic flows over large data sets, breaks down for idiosyncratic situations. I agree. That's my interpretation too, effects. Cats could be a bit of both. I don't know enough about the S3 data calc, but I think there's been some shady action. You think that? I mean, there could be. I see the naked. I mean, you see the number of shorts, right? But not that. I mean, shady action. That's a little bit. It's a little bit gentler than manipulation. So I might be okay. Yeah. There might be some shady action going on there, right? I might have to go along with that. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see how it unfolds. Yeah, how has no one been talking about that? I agree. Like, yeah, it seems like kind of weird what's going on here, and that no one. I know I've talked about that a bit. Markel, for some odd reason, Donald Trump mentions GameStop in some positive way during the debate tomorrow. The squeeze would happen Wednesday. What was it? Where's William? Was William there? Yeah, maybe they're gonna announce a vaccine for GameStop, maybe, or it can only be issued at GameStop because there's so many of them. You must have. Oh yeah, the chair. I just got my order for my Call of Duty T-shirt from GameStop. It shipped pretty quick for the newest product. Sick, Trey. Trey's been sharing his GameStop experience, which I appreciate. Did you get it from the new app, Trey? I wonder if you got it from the app. Future's green. Oh, William is saying future's green. Future's green. Let's check it out. For shits and giggles only. For green. Well, but wake up to it being red tomorrow. I'm surprised futures are green ahead of debates. Yeah, investors hate instability. But maybe you got the instability was so priced into the downside. You know what I mean? You drive yourself crazy thinking about this stuff. It gets so tough. You know what I mean? Wasn't the market down quite a bit like the past couple weeks? See what I mean? Like that instability may have been priced in. Oh, that was a hell of a gap up today. Holy Toledo. That definitely breaks a little bit of a short-term trend there. We're in kitty day traders. What the hell do I know? Holy shit! And then it's up. But yeah, you know what I mean. It gets tough when you're at the margin like this. It gets tough to try to forecast this type of stuff. Polygon is ATE on the TSXV. Damn, we got a lot of Canadians in here, huh? We got a lot of Canadians in here, eh? A lot of Canadians, eh? What was it Jordan was talking about? We got some maple syrup and stuff. I know it's tough. The TSX, yep, and their drug is a new class inside that doesn't cause stomach damage. Yeah, it's tough to research those because I don't have the fundamental data. Uber. Oh, Uber's calling me out again. Uber, was it you last time? Porsche. Oh, I just definitely said Porsche a ton of times this stream. I apologize, Uber. Oh shit. Thank you for keeping me in line. I'm pretty sure it was Uber Cakes last time who said that. It's Porsche. It's Porsche. I just keep on saying it. My bad. Porsche. Yo, Pose, what's up? Welcome back. Been a while. Tristan, hey, welcome back. Sick. Atari is dropping a new console. No, someone's been talking about that. Smash has been talking about that. Google Atari VC. Oh, is that Atari VCS? No, that wasn't the name of it, was it? Oh, I thought it had a different. I must be thinking about something different. New PC console hybrid. Oh, it's coming out. Someone definitely talked about this. Interesting. I haven't heard many people talking about that. I wonder how popular it's going to be. I bet many of y'all would know more than I would. Was it 3? Oh, that's for a bundle? Sick. Cool. What year is this? It jumped ahead of me. What year is this? Oh wait, GME is selling the console. What are they selling the console? I was gonna ask. Are they? Cool. 52 viewers. This channel's growing. Yeah, sick. Welcome everybody. I mean, maybe I see a lot of the same names. This is sick. Welcome. If you're new, welcome. We do other research besides GME. Just not in the month of September, apparently, huh? This is great on a Monday too, huh? Talking stocks, sick. Okay. Did Ryan Cohen disclose his full plan with GME? What's on your screen? It's on my screen. To answer your question, no. Ryan Cohen hasn't said shit. All we know about Ryan Cohen, and I'll bring it. We can't spend too much time on the 13 day. I can't do it. We ran out of shit to say about this damn 13 day. Oh shit. What does willingness mean? What does willingness mean? That's me, huh? This is the extent. This is all we know for sure, Tristan. A lot of other people are saying this is all we know. A lot of other folks are saying that Bloomberg article is an indication as to what Cohen's thinking. It could be. My base case is it isn't. But it could be. So check out the Google Bloomberg and GameStop. It came out, was it last Tuesday or something like that? But anyway, we don't really know. We're waiting on pins and needles to hear what his potential plan is. If I assume there is one, right? Trey, everyone liked the stream. Thank you, Trey. Let's get up to 40 likes. Hey, it helps run Kitty out with the channel. Yeah, that's what people more knowledgeable than me. Thank you. I don't know what I'm doing. I apparently, and I think Trey knows more than I do, and Steven's been helping out too on this front. I guess it helps. It helps with YouTube's algorithm or something. I don't know how it works. So I appreciate that. Thank you. It seems like, and look at, we got 50 people. This is sick. So it seems to be working. Whatever we're doing, we'll keep on doing it. Whatever we're doing. If it grows, great. If not, that's cool too. That's cool. Everything's an experiment. I always say that, right? It's an experiment. See if people are interested. Now we're focused mostly on GameStop, right? But just general investment research, right? I thought that people, it can be a fun time. So it's sick to see that so far it seems to work out that way. But even the folks here chatting so much, this is great. Yes, sir. Thank you, Jose. Tristan, eventually the Robinhood traders will come in and drive the price up. Yeah. Some people have been talking about that, Tristan. Maybe. Not even, just maybe. That's what I'm talking about. That's one example of the craziness of a market. And it's been a lot in the headlines. I don't know how much it's actually driving the price. That said, retail investors generally they many times the marginal or the marginal investor that are driving the price. You know what I mean? So I can see it happening, but I don't know. Trey, I ordered the shirt from the GME website, but it showed when it shipped via the app. Sick. Okay. As time passes, Trey, do let me know. I did download the app, but I'm not able to get it up on the screen here. But I'll test it around. I'll test around more over time too. Okay, Hugo, I think GME won't show up any of their. I almost caught up. Yes. All right, I'm like in 10 minutes behind people. Here we go. And it's only 8:30. Damn, it's 8:30. I think that GME won't show any of their. Hugo says, I think that GME won't show any of their cards until they know how good is their earnings report and then do what they have to do. Tristan. Oh, Trey saying, hey, don't trash us, Trey. Yeah, I don't think he was trashing Robinhood, Trey. I think he was just making an observation that if folks do. I mean, Tristan's saying Robinhood, but I'm just thinking retail investors. Like if you get a huge, a whole bunch of retail investors getting involved. But anyway, here, I think that Hugo thinks that GME's not going to show any of their cards until they know how good their earnings report's going to be, and then they'll do what they have to do. Yeah, could be. I remember, I was part of it is maybe they're just taking their time until, it's been a lot of crappy news this year, right? They've been, it was always going to be a tough year, but maybe Hugo, maybe. What if they just bought back their shares I was going to say buy back there's a lot of things they could announce that could just surprise people in December. Uber Kicks. Exactly. The sentiment Momo traders haven't flocked to GME yet, in my opinion. So Uber Kicks is tagging along with this. Perhaps some technical traders joined after the Golden Cross. I mentioned that Golden Cross. Oh, I'm glad someone else, I don't know what I'm doing when I'm talking about the Golden Cross, man. I had to double check, look it up, that I had the right phrasing there. I'm happy to see RSI has cooled off nicely from overbought. Yep, I've been seeing this same stuff. Uber Kicks. Where is it? Oh, let me close out of this stuff. Going tab crazy here. What's this? I don't even know what this is. Okay, what'd you say? You said the Golden Cross. So that was if I... What's Golden Cross? 50 and 100 day? Is it 50 and 100? I don't think Jordan's here. But if I draw any lines on here and Jordan's not here, he's going to be pissed. I'm just kidding. All right. Simple moving average. Nope, not this one. This one. 50. I think it's 50 and 100. Yep. I'm surprised Uber Kicks more people aren't talking about more. I like there's some. I'm surprised more technical analysts aren't talking about this. Maybe they are, and I've missed it. But I've been kind of watching, and I'm surprised more people aren't talking about it. I think that long-term chart and then the idiosyncrasy of the GameStop thesis. You know what I mean? I think people just like back away. They go, nah, it's not even worth. Maybe that's a bold claim. I don't know, but oh, that got lower. Boom, boom, boom. But it's clearly broken out. So and then the RSI is pulling back, and look at the weekly Uber. I mean, I'm focused more on the weekly. I mean, I look at the daily too, but that weekly, look, this shit looks good. So sick. Okay. But I agree with you, Uber. The sentiment Momo traders haven't flocked to GME, and they might not, right? So this is part of my thesis too. Is that I'm not saying that it goes bonkers or anything like that, but you often see this with value stocks. You know what I mean? This is just a value. It's got other things to it too, but this is what happens with value stocks. Is that they're not in favor, and GME has doubled, but I don't. It's in favor when it has finally tripled and quadrupled and five. You know what I mean? Like it's all based on the market cap, what I think fair value is, and yes, it's run up somewhat quick, but not that quick. This is nice though. This looks good for a change, but so I think that people will start piling on. You see that everyone starts trying to get on board of a value stock once the trend starts looking in its favor. But I don't think it's happened with GameStop yet. So I agree with you, Uber. And they may not flock to it because of the hair on it, the perceived hair. But if they do, that's what I mean. And I don't even think it started. If this upward move is happening and it's legitimate, I suspect that we're still in the semi. I don't want to say semi-early stages. I don't want to say that, but I don't know. Okay. Did you know Porsche had hybrids in production as early as 1940? I did not know that, Polygon. I did not know that. FX. Why do you think the Momo crowd hasn't joined? Curious. Okay, here we go. I'm interested in this. Trey, wait, this Atari is a PC console hybrid? That's insane. I wish Xbox would do that. Oh, sick. PC console hybrid. There you go. It says it right there. Cool. Look, this website looks sick, doesn't it? Oh, this is we had a good song today. We had a good song today to play during the credits for this. Remember I said it had kind of an 80s feel to it? Kind of reminds me of, Atari's kind of reminding me of that. Okay, but then you're excited about a trade. Makes me more excited about it because I think Trey knows more than I do. Polygon. Porsche spent the entire war trying and failing to convince Hitler hybrid electric tanks were a good idea. Oh, I don't know the whole story there. Dr. Ferdy himself. Interesting. There's probably books written about it, but it's probably if that's all. There's probably tons of it. I just don't know. Okay. Smash. Nah, the VCS is a scam. Just an overpriced PC with basic parts and not much going for it. The Intellivision Amico is more legit. I think Smash has mentioned that before. Yeah, no opinion. But like Smash was saying earlier, it has some background in gaming. But so thanks for sharing your thoughts, Smash. Interesting. Trey, scroll down and you'll see the GameStop link. Sick. Oh, there you go. Sick. Thanks, Trey. Where does it take you? To search. It's for an Atari search. There you go. Boom. Release date. Sick. You can pre-order it. Nice. Oh, that's nice. See, it's nice to see GameStop there. Huh? You know what I mean? It sounds ridiculous, right? But people have been saying GameStop is irrelevant. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I know this is just Atari, but it remains highly relevant. Highly relevant. It's not in the same. It doesn't mean it's on par with Walmart. You know what I mean? It's just, and someone made that post on Twitter. They were like, "How many?" With the long line outside the store, they're like, "How many companies that are irrelevant do you see this long of a line outside?" I thought that was so great. I'm like, "Oh, well said, well said." You never see that shit. Sorry. But I digress. Okay. Jen Cruz, GME or bust. Cheers to that, Jen. GME or bust. Cheers to that. Absolutely. Jay, welcome, Jay. The Momo crowd probably has joined. That is why GME went up despite 8.5 million new shorts being sold into the market. I think there's always degrees of this stuff, right? There's never it did it didn't. It started to get the attention of people, and you can never break this down to know, oh, this went up because of Ryan. We were having some fun with this a couple streams ago. This went up because of Ryan Cohen. This went up because the chart looks good. This went up because earnings were better than expected. You know what I mean? It's very hard to break that down. But I usually just default to is a combination of all that shit. But I still think there's still quite a bit more. It could be that the Momo crowd has been involved to a degree, got started, but my novice opinion on, I'm no expert on this stuff, is that it's early for the Momo crowd. But I don't know. Hey, welcome Harsh. I just want GameStop to close above 1050 this week. 1050? Why 1050? What's the relevance of 1050? I don't even know. Something on the daily? I'd like a new 52-week high, personally. I'm always wanting to give me 52-week high. It's less overbought. That's interesting. It'll be bullish when this takes out. Like, see this? I mean, this, where's Jordan? This is kind of, people do trend lines on the RSI. Uber, can you back me up on this? This looks, this would be, if you knew nothing else about it, you'd be like, all right, this is a little bit bearish, not quite as overbought, but if it breaks through this, when it gets through that, and then it's bullish again. Marginal analysis, but just something I was looking at. Just something, like I've been saying, I care more about the weekly. Weekly looks real good. Real good. Okay. Okay. So Trey responded to Smash was not overpriced. If I get a PC as well, it has a Ryzen processor. Sick. Uber just went from scouring social media. Maybe some Momo incrementally from before sale, but it doesn't strike me the master into GME. I agree, Uber. I mean, I'm probably doing the same analysis view, just trying to take the finger on putting the finger on the pulse of everything, just trying to see. That's my take too, but take it with a grain of salt. Legitimately, I mean that. I don't even know that I have an edge here. In fact, I hope I could even be, I wouldn't say I'm overconfident. I kind of know how little I know about this particular aspect of it, but it's something I have an opinion on, and I might be wrong. Quantum Destiny. Nothing can stop what is coming. Nothing. What's that tagline from No Country for Old Men? It's something like, you can't stop what's coming. Maybe it kind of pertains, kind of relevant to here, too. It's kind of germane to this discussion. Did I use that word right? I was an individual investor. I don't even know if I use words right. You know? Trey, Harsh Patel, 1050. Trey wants at least 12. So that will get us to a 52-week high. I mean, we want 15. We want 20. But I would like to get up to that. I'd like to get over this hump right here. I'd like to get into the 11s and kind of hold. See what it got right there. Look at that. See what I mean? Isn't that funny? You got it right there. It went right to that line. I'd like to get through that. That's what I'd like. Marginal analysis. Shits and giggles. Okay, if you find it worth it, then have at it. I've done some in-depth research on the team and Atari in there. Okay. Smash sharing his opinions on stuff. On the Atari. Okay, yeah, FX. So FX responded. The price volatility or volume? Volume, especially on the downside over the last few days, seems to indicate that. Momo guys with very few can. So I posted a chart to that effect too. And like you had a gap down that day. And it kind of bounced back that Friday. But like, I agree that this doesn't scream that they're like I've seen it. I mean, I wish I had seen it for more stocks that I've owned. But I have seen it in stocks where when Momo folks are on board, you'll know. Like, there won't be a debate. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. You'll effing know. You'll know. I mean, not all the time, but truly, like, I'll be in a stock. I'm like, all right, there's no question about this. Nothing to see here. You just go. And, but like, this is gapping down. It didn't take out the high. Like, it's like boom, 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 boom. Like, it can't even breathe. That it may not happen with GME. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm just saying that's in my experience. And so I kind of agree with FX here of that the recent lower volume and this volatility has been kind of just bumbling along, just kind of like it's trying to find its way. I like that it's been holding around here. You know what I mean? Like, it could have just as easily been falling back below 8. It still might. And I would have been like, all right, we would have been having the same discussion on the stream, but it's always nicer to have it remain elevated. all else equal, right? I was like, real brilliant insight. The price, it's better if the price is higher, right? Jeez, give me a break. William, 25K. Okay. Oh, lots of calls bought today. William sharing some options action. Not me, just seeing the books. Yeah, I'd keep an eye on that options activity too, just to see if things, if there's activity there. Uber kicks. That's fair. I wasn't clear on what I meant. Momo traders. Okay. Harshford, I'll trade my profits for call spread. Okay. Some calls activity. I don't know. A YouTube FX Uber kicks. I don't know. A YouTube channel that runs for 6 hours on Friday seems to indicate decent retail interest. Here we go. Okay. I disagree. I know it sounds crazy. Yeah, decent, but not. I don't think move the stock level of interest. Not yet. He's having a laugh. I know, but still. That's what I mean. It's so subjective. This stuff is so subjective. It's like it's framed by what little information you jump through hoops to gather yourself, and then you got to be careful. Be like, you kind of got to accept that you haven't seen it all or know it too much. I do the same thing. But like if you just judge based on how many people are on the stream on a Friday night, it could be misleading. I know if X would agree with that. Okay, Trey. I'm not buying it, but it could be a good value buy for someone who needs a piece. Okay, still talk about the Atari. Twitter, Reddit, pages, subs, yep. But I'll be happy with anything above 10. Yeah. I agree with you, Harsh. Cheers to that. Harsh to be happy with anything above 1050. FX, nothing wrong with Momo shorting, just makes it more volatile. That's right. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with it. In fact, you'd like it if you're long the name. Then there's nothing wrong with that. Just like not that we're using the word manipulation in this context, but it's just how the market works. You know what I mean? Momentum traders. There, you can be a value investor all you want, but you can understand that momentum traders are out there, and that's a real thing. Value's but one factor. Yeah. Yeah. They need to make working OS be on Linux. Okay. Oh, we got some good gaming console discussion here. This is sick. I'm going to just do long calls. Welcome all incremental buyers. Yep. Uber Kick says welcome. Oh yeah, I agree, Uber. I welcome all incremental buyers as well. Sorry. Smash it. You can buy load windows on it. Anthony Asante, aren't we the Robin Hood traders? Maybe. RK just running 30 minutes behind. Not bad. Okay, I'm only 30 minutes behind today. Okay. Thank you. Not bad today. Okay. I'm trying to get caught up. But can I get caught up? I have a feeling a lot of Momo traders are avoiding GME since it has already done 100%, and they see GME a pump and dump since it's blockbuster. That's what I mean. I think Trey, if they post a profit in Q4, I think it could instantly 2 times. I think it could go up 2x instantly. Well, let's see where it's at come Q4. Maybe it already will have doubled by then. You know what I mean? But Steve, he says that some people might be avoiding GME since it's already up and it's a pump and dump and blockbuster. But that's how you know that they're not on board. Right? It may not happen. They may not get involved. But I agree. That's at least part of the reason if they haven't gotten involved yet. If they haven't. Is that it's still not, they're not totally sold on the story yet, but because it's grounded in reasonable analysis, I think that value will out. Like I think it will. This is a fundamental thesis first, and like I said, that's why I didn't even focus on the short interest too much. I mentioned it in my videos, especially the earlier videos. The first video was like 55 minutes. I didn't go back to look. I don't remember, but I'm pretty sure I made a conscious decision. Like, there's no need to spend too much on the short interest here. And maybe I mentioned it at the end. I definitely brought up the chart, but I can't remember. But it's like it's besides the point. So because I think there's such a strong fundamental thesis to this, I think these other folks will. I think the technical analysts, if they're not on board yet, will get on board because I think everything's going to move in its favor, assuming I'm right about the bull thesis. We're right about the bull thesis, right? If I'm wrong, then I've been wrong about plenty of stocks, so then it won't happen. But if I'm right, I do think they're all going to come on. The what you mentioned, Steve, be damned. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, I think that the price action will win over those folks. Okay, Smash, that's the problem. Talking Atari. Okay, FX, if you referred to 2 videos before, someone spoke about jumping on GME at 52-week high. Apparently, that's a positive indicator. I think it is a positive indicator. Yeah. Do you disagree, FX? It's bullish. This is like when the market's making new all-time highs. Excuse me. Or new all-time bullish. It's a little bit tough. I mean, this too is not hard, like 100% factual or anything. Like, these are opinions. In my opinion, these things are bullish. And I suspect from their other less fundamentals focused people, they interpret it as bullish as well. But yeah, what FX is referring to is that someone was saying they screen for companies that are hitting 52-week highs, and then they go dig into them and say what's going on here. And this, I had made a couple of tweets about it, thinking that people might be piling on. They really haven't, not as much as I expected. But like GameStop has repeatedly hit 52-week highs. The chart's looking real good, and still it hasn't gone up as much as I thought it could have, given that. But yeah, that's a screening tool for folks. Uberkicks. There was a write-up on Bloomberg noting the outsized impact of retail dollars, $5 impact per dollar invested. I don't know if anyone else that would imply the power of retail. So I am very interested in that, Uber. I did not see that. I'm going to look for that article. But that's the thing. So I hit like a... What was that? Ugh. All right, I'll look it up later. You hear the headlines and everything. The retail investors are moving, things like that, and I think really, but I don't know enough about it, so I'll read that Bloomberg article. And at the end of it, like you don't think there's enough capital for that. Like that's what I first think. Well, there's just not enough capital to move markets like this. On the other hand, the retail investors, like I mentioned earlier, they can be those incremental investors. They can be the one. The price is dictated. The price at any given time, the price of a security or whatever, is dictated by the incremental buyer and seller. You know what I mean? Like those long, let's say, take Michael Burry, for example, holds his 2.75 million shares, and he's just sitting on them. Take that as an example. He's not setting the price. He's not impacting the price at all. Assuming he's not trading, he's just sitting there on it. He's not impacting the price. He's just holding the shares. It's the folks who get in and making those incremental purchases and sales. That's determining the price. It was just Burry, and those were the only shares. Not the price wouldn't be doing anything because it's not trading. You know what I mean? So it's those folks those marginal folks who are getting involved. Just something many of these folks here know. But anyway, that was why I play devil's advocate. I go, well, there's not enough capital to move stuff. On the other hand, they are the marginal trader. So I don't know. I'll read that Bloomberg thing. I'll probably never have a high conviction on this, but people smarter than me can hopefully educate me. FX Momo likes high and higher because they want to sell at highest. Yep, they want to keep saying high. Yep. Once it gets to 100. Musical felony. Once it gets to 100 viewers, Roaring Kitty will never finish the chat. Nothing but love for the Roaring Kitty channel, though. Robinhood investors already pushing GME. I know. I'm trying. I know. I'm trying to be. How am I close? This whole time I've been thinking I'm so close to getting to the edge. I apologize, musical felony. Yeah. I know. So this is the thing. You bring up a good point, and this came up on Friday. What happens if we do get to 100? Like, then what do I do? So this is why I'm open to advice. So some folks would say, it's just stay in real time. If you miss some of the comments, so be it. So maybe I should just hop on the stream and just chat. But other times, I'm like, if I got something to talk about, or if I'm performing research, I have to break up the streams. I'm looking out a couple. It's going to take me a while to do that. But I need to break up. There needs to be a stream. We're doing research today. There's going to be less back and forth, blah, blah. Everyone can chat and stuff, but and then there'll be fun streams or stuff like that. You know what I mean? So in the meantime, just know that I apologize for the experience on that front. That's on me. It's the nature of the situation. Everyone's been so understanding, so thank you. But I apologize when it's not real time like that. I'm trying. I go on tangents and I can start even right now. I should have kept on going. Yes, I read that. It's like operating leverage works in reverse too. I read this as well. Okay, reminds me of how Newton lost a fortune trading stocks. Bought and sold at a profit. Stock went up, so he piled in higher and lost everything. Went bubble. Yep. Exactly. Yeah, that Newton stuff. That was one of the most insightful minds of all time, right? And of course, as the story goes, even he made a mistake traded the market, right? The psychology of the masses and stuff. There was a popular book on that I read. I think it must have been recommended by some famous investor. What was it called? It's like written by like a French author. The psychology, The Madness of Crowds. Oh, Charles. Madness of Crowds? No, that's not it. No, Douglas Murray? No, that's not it. The Madness of... Anyone know? The Madness of... What is it? It was like a French or Italian author. Oh, see, I'm going off at a tangent here. It's like the Madness of... Oh, I can't remember. If anyone remembers, post that. But anyway, it's... Why was I even talking about that? I apologize. Oh, no. I'm starting to fall behind. Okay. I read this story recently, forgot where. Human nature. It's intensely psychological. A huge psychological component to this, right? Huge psychological component. Pitt, welcome Pitt. It is even wiser to somehow wish for Robinhood and Wall Street bets to pile in and turn it into a pump and dump. Seems to have trouble picking up steam on Wall Street bets sentiment wise. Yeah, it's these are marginal things, but still, yeah, it's something I look into. The retail investors getting involved and stuff, but marginal. It's only just something you just look into it for fun. And what were you saying, Pitt? Somehow wish for that to happen. The value wins out. Value will win out. That's the thing. If you're like day trading this, you're hoping for that short term move. You are wishing for that stuff. But the longer term value investors, we don't care too much. You hope it can go up quick, right? I'm not saying that. That goes without saying. But like it's just so hard to bet on that stuff. Trey, maybe so. But okay, secular decline stories don't captivate. Secular decline stories don't captivate the imagination as easily as futurists. So I agree. I completely agree with this. Part of the issue with GameStop compared to some of the other Momo darlings out there is that this isn't some growth. Like growth is so easily. What have I just said? They don't captivate the imagination as well. They just don't, because at the end of the day, people are like, oh yeah, secular risk, blah blah blah. So it's hard to really get that. To get people to buy into that story. That's why I talk about you need to actually convince people. Convince me. Remember that movie? I don't think anyone got it, that movie. I didn't see it. Convince me. And so it's harder to convince the market on a stock like this. Convince the market on a stock like this. That said, get that price rise and watch what happens. Watch what happens if that price takes off. I tell you what, no one's going to give a shit. No one will care. But to get it going, I think it's a heavier lift to get it going for people to buy into that story because of what FX is saying here. Musical felony. There was a lot of DDs on Wall Street bets. One shot have them down. One of them tagged over kicks by a good chunk is actually on board. Too many. Okay, yeah. Haha. The South Sea bubble. I believe is Sir Isaac. Yeah. There's some Irish. There's not anything to hold your breath for. I agree. Oh yeah. Talk about the Atari. Okay. Yeah. Good Atari talk. Trey, 48 watching, only 28 likes. Everyone still liked the stream. Thank you, Trey. Trey, look it up for the stream. Cheers, Trey. Polygon, Wall Street Bets doesn't like it because we're still in the laugh out loud. Yeah, they're still in the laugh out loud GameStop phase. Yeah, I think a lot of people seeing that same thing. Still kind of feels like that. I don't know. I saw a few bulls. Everyone else laughed at them though. So until the sentiment changes, fully, until the people really, and it may never happen. Right? That's how this shit goes. It just seems like it does kind of have the characteristics where it could, but we'll see. I don't mind a consolidation period, especially after we see continual closes over 10. A flat price move would also win for longs. I agree with you, Steve. Completely agree. Steve says, I don't mind a consolidation period, especially if we see continual closes over 10. Flat price movement is also a win for longs. That's my type of analysis. That's the reality of the world we live in. You don't get up unless it's a short squeeze. But like this is healthy. What I call it healthy. I call it constructive. Like, if we came on the stream today and it was at 9:59, that's still okay. You know what I mean? It's like it's fine. It's not a big deal as long as the thesis is still intact. Even after earnings, when the stock fell, what did it fall to? It was below 6. Wow, it was below 6. And the thesis was still intact. You know what I mean? And then it just so happened that we bounced right back. That was sick. Let's go. And then, so now but now it's like, all right, but now we're back here. We can just chill here. We could have no news. Just hang out. It's fine. Because this is the benefit of having a fundamental thesis on your side. Value tends to win out, and so the time becomes but as things start moving up, it tends to move in your favor. It tends to move quicker. I agree with you, Steve. Okay. FX don't think the option holders will appreciate that. True. That's what I mean. If you're day trading this, you're buying weeklies or something like that. Real tough. That's a real tough. Maybe you're nasty at it. Okay. But for my strategy, really tough to try to succeed that way. Wonder whether we can poll here and see who's long equity versus calls or both. Depends if you're the one writing them. True, Steve. I'm only in shares. I'm a noob. Got some. Okay, some people sharing their positions on stuff. None of this, obviously, none of us share recommendations or anything like that. We all have our own unique strategies and stuff. People just sharing their stuff. Trey, if I only have one way to invest. Effects. You've been adding too much beer into your options model. Yep, there was some of that stuff. The other day. Should be holding calls. All right, talking option strategy. Uber Kicks, the one guy in Wall Street Bets that's up 1.5 minutes is my hero. Jen Cruza, dude, he's a legend. Musical felony, yeah, the weekly guys just looking for cheap lotto tickets. My calls, yep. Jen Cruza, play GME for you to get in. Did you view all his old posts? My God, that guy's a real G. Uber kicks, Levelad. Didn't buy my first long-term option until August 2019. August 2019. That was when Barry wrote his letter too. What it's worth, I've been selling puts. Selling puts. That's what I was saying. Selling puts seems like it's been a decent. I think it's been a decent strategy for this stock, but I'm not so sure. I lean toward it probably was. I feel like his smaller distant cousin. I want to see his update in December. I wish they didn't kill Robin. Oh yeah, is Robin track how they're tracking the Robin Hood? Yeah. We should invite the GME Washington to Run Kitty chat. Trey, you're one of the only streamers that actually interacts with Choi, so I enjoy that. Okay. Oh, Trey, thank you for sharing that. You need to understand that I don't know this. Trey says you're one of the only streamers that actually interacts with chat, so I enjoy that. It makes me more likely to engage. That's sick. Thank you for sharing that, Trey. I didn't realize that. Oh shit. Oh, okay. Oh, because I was like, what do other people do? Oh, are they not reading the chat? Oh, it's easier to stay on track if you're not reading the chat. Oh shit. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Oh, I'm glad you liked that. Like I said, I'm not. The chat here is what's. We're getting good dialogue going, and many times there's been legitimate research that we're doing here. That this was part of the idea of the stream, though. Is to get the sense of community here and sharing research and thoughts and stuff, and have a good time too, of course. But like, not engaging with the chat. That's the thing. There has to be different streams. I'm looking at a couple of months. So there has to be different streams. So thank you for sharing that, Trey. I didn't realize that, so I appreciate that. Trey, Music Felony doing it. What was Robin track? Yeah, was Robin track where they track this stuff? Polygon. Did Burry turn down the invite to appear? Polygon. Yeah. I invited Burry. We don't know. Maybe he's a silent viewer. He could be here right now. He could be viewer number 7. What would Burry's number be? He could be view number 32. We don't know. He could be in here right now. I say, what up, Burry? I assume he's here, right? It's a pretty safe assumption that Michael Burry's on the stream. I think that's safe. Ryan Cohen probably is still. Cheers to Michael and to Ryan. But no, he didn't respond to it anyway. Then he deleted everything too, so who knows? That's the nature of the market. One day zero, next day hero, works the other way too. Yep. Polygon, Trade, Robinhood was a website that pulled the API to see how many Robinhood users owned each stock. That would have been useful. Yeah. I think some people were using it for analysis, weren't they planning monetizing on the list? Parabola from the low in April, still intact for this to go vertical. Yeah. So this, So this, look, I agree. Look at this move, right? It was sub 3, 1. Is this daily? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 days. See what I mean? That's a little bit. Now this wasn't that big of a. Who mentioned that? William? Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. It is like a. Is this? Are these both the parabola? What's parabola? I got my graphing calculator. You'd think I'd know this, right? It's parabola is it's like the U type thing, right? Both of these sides of the parabola, right? Oh man, it's been a while. But boom, 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 boom. That's where you try. That's more that squeezy type stuff, right? Like, but you over weeks, you can't. You'll see it on like a weekly. This is a daily, but it's more like just like imagine being short GameStop and then boom, boom, boom. Yeah, good pointing that out. Of course, nothing came of it at the time, but maybe we see something similar. But then if you back out to the weekly, check this. Boom, boom. Then it's kind of slowing down a little bit. This is what folks are talking about. Okay. Was that the right book? Was it Douglas Murray? Johann Pyre. Was it the man? Oh, was it Douglas Murray? It didn't look like the cover. No. I think that was a book that maybe. No, that's not it either. Damn. The Madness of Crowds, Gender, Race, and Identity. No, it's definitely not The Madness of Crowds. What the hell? What is that book? It was a book written, like centuries ago. That's definitely not it. What is it? Madness of Crowds? What is this? Gender, Race. This definitely not. No, this has to do with mass market, like psychology of. Someone's gonna mention it. I thought it was like a. I don't have the books here. All right, I'll look into that. It's definitely not that though. Thank you for hopping in there, Johan. P72, another bunch of hedge funds were all over it. Oh, the Robinhood stuff. Yep, stock flow is king. You should know that. Yeah. Effects. You're talking about the stock flow stuff. I know, but what do you do with it? Unless you're a P72, what do you do with that information? You know, as an individual investor, I don't know what the hell you do with it. I feel like you need to have a sophisticated trading system. But you'd know, yeah. Flow is key. Well, what position do you have? Okay. Individual investors aren't allowed to have nice things. I know it can be tougher for the individual. You see these spreadsheets that I have to build. Some of them, if you watch, someone mentioned that I should mention this. There's other videos on the channel, the Roaring Kitty channel, where I explore the spreadsheets and my investment style and stuff. That if you're interested, check out. If you're not, who cares? But I've built out all these spreadsheets because oftentimes you don't have the tools that you need as an individual investor. But that's, I don't know. It can be a drag, but it could maybe, I can see some benefits to it too. Okay, someone is paying big money for the info of Robin track. Yeah. Okay, talking Robinhood stuff. Tightly around the Steve stuff. Tightly won base at 10 for a few weeks would be ideal. My is bigger the base. True. Well, in Steve, the bigger the base. I've been talking about this base here. 1 year base. This base I mentioned that I think in my tweet. This looks good. But I agree. I'm with you, Steve. Consolidation is good, not bad. I don't need it to go up every day as long as if that fundamental thesis is staying intact. I'm cool with it. I'm chill. It has a 1 year base. Oh, Philly said the same thing. Yeah. Philly sees it too. 1 year base. 1 year base. I know it's not your type, Rowan Kitty, but I got to call out Antibay's market research report that shows a potential $5 billion market for a company that's. You told me the ticker. I forgot to type it in. Did I type it in? Shit. All right. You really doubled down on it, Polygon, huh? I got to go track down the ticker. Antibay's market research shows that the potential $5 billion market for a company that's 172. What's that ticker? I'll type it in. I'll at least pull up the chart. And I want to see the insider buying too. But it's unlikely. It's unlikely, Polygon. Front running is a good retail. Okay, it has a 1 year base. Just 10% of my portfolio. Front running $100 accounts, but still psychology is the same regardless of the amount of money involved. Yeah, well, that's the thing. So Steve's saying front running $100 accounts, but still psychology is the same regardless. Yeah. Look at how Citadel and need price for executions. Brokers a penny here. Yeah, okay. I need to read all of them eventually, but. Uber Kicks talk about postmortem. Sick. I like to hear that, Uber Kicks. Nice. Pre-mortem, post-mortem, they're good to do. All about tracking your own process and how it unfolds. Okay, chat interaction is a huge sick. Okay, Polygon. Chat interaction is a huge plus. Just chatting Twitch segment is literally just that. Oh, okay. So Polygon saying that on Twitch they actually have a just chatting segment where you just chat with folks. I think that's great because we're having a fun time here, but if we're actually trying to do research, which at time, how folks, you can't be interested in GameStop for 5 years. You know what I mean? We just wouldn't be. We would lose interest in it. Right now, there's a lot to talk about. But if we were hoping to do some research, separate stream, but maybe a separate stream for chatting, and maybe there's a mix. I'm open to ideas, so definitely if y'all share. There's a million viewer channels that just shoot the shit. The trouble is that the faster chat gets, the more useful it gets. So I mentioned this to one of my friends, and then they must have some help. You must have some help, right? Where someone who goes, if you're a million viewers, holy shit. Wow, 1 million viewers? That's incredible. Wow, that's sick. The more useless it gets. You need help. Think of this as more like a public cafe. Think of this as more like a public cafe with a pleasant I skipped ahead. With a pleasant and often relevant soundtrack. Oh, that's a good. I like that. It's a pleasant cafe with a. Okay, I gotta copy this language. I'm gonna use that. I think I might use that in the tweet. Tonight. There's a public cafe with a pleasant and often relevant. I really like that. Okay, so he put in a lot of work. I skimmed most of it, but he started with like. But a lot of work. Skimmed most of it. He started with like 50K in 2019. Steve, maybe we can view Roaring Kitty viewers. Maybe we can view Roaring Kitty viewers as an indicator of Momo growth. Yeah, maybe. To a degree, it could be. But still, I think 46 badass folks, right? Don't get me wrong, 46 badass folks. We're kicking ass and taking names here. But for moving markets, that's the thing. That's why even if you're looking at the other websites too, how do you know? It's really tough. It's tough to be confident in it. It's one thing to do it, but I mean, Steve's just having a laugh too. Oh, I'm close, chat. Okay, I'm using a felony. Okay, chat interaction is a major plus despite you falling behind. Thank you for... Okay, it's what's kept me on board and I'm enjoying learning. Even after the GME train dies, I'll still check out the lives from time to time. Okay, so musical, are you here because of GameStop? Are you... Thank you for sharing that. Chat interaction is a major plus despite you falling behind. That's great because I know some folks might say you're falling behind. Now the chat interaction sucks. I don't know. It's what kept me on board, and I'm enjoying learning. So that's the thing. And if you're enjoying learning too, like there's some if you're here to learn about investing and stuff, and all we're talking about is GameStop, that's a bummer. But even still, if you view GameStop as a case study, like a really in-depth case study, then it's one way we can justify, hey, this is educational. It's just a really in-depth case study. But indeed, this too shall pass, right? And then it's like, all right, what do we do then? That's how I'm viewing this. Is like when this too shall passes, what does it look like then? And that's what I'm trying to brainstorm. But thank you for sharing that musical. And because you're here for learning. Even after the GME train dies, I'll still check it. Thank you for sharing that music. Okay, that type of stuff that informs my thinking. Okay, what's the exit strategy for your options? Hold all the way. Okay, ATE. Let's talk about that. Oh, is there another one? If I do. Okay, I still got a chart for that. At least I got a chart, but I won't have... Ooh. Not the worst chart I've seen. Not a bad chart, actually. Right? Doesn't look that bad. Does it got a... Is it going to be a seeking alpha? All right, I'll pop that up there. All right, I'll jot it down. I'll at least look into it. Even these speculatives, I'll at least... I'm not going to do it now, but... what'd you say? ATE.V? I'll look into it. I'll poke around. What I'll do, I'll look at some articles. I'll look at... Oh, I do want to see your insider buy. Oh, how do you look at insider buying? Canadian Insider? Yo, if you don't know, you can get Canadian... If you want insider buying on Canadian stocks, this is what I use. If y'all use something different, let me know. This is what I've been using. Oh. But yeah, it's just going to be... Oh, yeah. All right. Wow, timely purchases too. Thanks for the heads up. Is that a third, 30? Not a ton, but something. Not a ton, dollar-wise, but something. It could be common in these types of biotech. 60 cents. All right. The chart's not bad on the inside of buying. All right. But I'm telling... but yeah, you just tossing it out there. I appreciate that. But it's real... Planning on uplisting this year. Oh yeah, and it's ATE on the TSX. They tend really not, but I'll check out like if they got a deck and stuff. Okay, here we go. Maybe do a show sometime on building sheet software programs. Philly Steaks, have you seen my spreadsheet video? I need to know that. So Philly Steaks says maybe you should do a show sometime on building sheets, software programs, etc. Because if you haven't, you should. If you're interested in spreadsheets, like I put that video together, I'm like, no one's gonna give a shit. I'm like, ain't no one cares. No one cares. Even when I was making it, I'm like, oh, I got to do it though because the spreadsheets are an integral part of my process. But there's a tools playlist that's way too long. I should have chopped it up. But again, my thinking was 3-hour streams. If it's a 2-hour video, maybe I'll check it out. But Philly Steaks, I'm curious. Let me just jump ahead. Oh, there you go. I haven't. I didn't know that. I will look into that. Agreed. Integral. Thank you. Perfect. So it's like 2 hours. There's 3 hours total. So there's a 1-hour video where I talk about the tools that I'm using, just like this, like Canadian insider buying for insider tracking for Canadian stocks, Open Insider, Whale Wisdom, like the tools browser tools that I use, and shortcuts. I'm big on shortcuts. Like you'll see me do this shit. Watch this. So like I'll do this. So I'll be looking at a company, and then I want to do but I want to go check it out and Seeking Alpha. But what happens is like you see me chilling. Like here I'll be chilling doing research, but I do it less in this chair, but I used to have a chair where I'll kick back, and I'm actually doing my research at night like this, and I'm just chilling in the chair, just with my feet up, kicking up, and doing the research. And I don't... This sounds ridiculous, but maybe less ridiculous now because the stream's been around a bit. But then I don't want to get up to type stuff in, and this sounds stupid, but when you need to mold your tools and stuff around how you do research and stuff, and so I'd be like, well, I just want to do this, but I want to check out what's going on Seeking Alpha, so I'll do that. I'll want to check out what's and then I can pop everything up with just a click of the mouse. This sounds silly, I know that, but when you're looking at so many companies, these small things matter. You know what I mean? Like even right here. All right, just because someone mentioned, I'm going to go on a little bit of a spreadsheet kick here, but when I open this up, this automatically opened down a couple things right here. It's not as meaningful here, but if you want to do this stuff, you do right click and do inspect, and you can start. You can kind of get the. Well, you don't even need that. Do you need this here? You need to get. Yeah, you do. You can get. It doesn't matter. Now I'm going off on tangents, but these. What I'm just getting at is like these small things matter, and if I open it up. So I do SEC, and this is in Google Chrome. You can type in search engine, short key tips and stuff, and then I put that, and boom, and then I can get right to here. And this opens down too. These are dumb, but there's things like this that I forget that I do. And then if I want to just get straight to the 10 stuff, maybe most people know that. And then I have all the 10s. You know what I mean, like that. So that's some of the stuff that I cover in the tools videos. And then the spreadsheets videos. Well, they're a beast. They're probably too much. But they're a reflection of what I do. They're a manifestation of my process. And so if you're interested in that stuff, Philly Sticks, I hope that you would like that. Let me know your thoughts after you watch it. You might have to spread it over a couple of nights with a beer. And when I woke up the next morning after I did the spreadsheet video, I'm like, what did I do? It was way longer than I was expecting, so I had to come up with an intro video. We'll definitely check it out. Great. And I'm like, I need to warn people how long this is. But it's small stuff like that. And I'm sure other folks here have a case of beer. Yeah, over a case of beer. What happens is, and this is my process. Everyone has their own process, but I look at hundreds of stocks, thousands of stocks, especially in March and April. March and April, a lot of the shit you'll see in those spreadsheets and stuff were the result of like, holy shit, this is the stuff that matters most to me. I need to make sure I have this, I have that, I have everything close, everything right in line. I need to have a screening tool. I want to have an industry tab where I have all of the companies in a single industry all in one section, grouped by sector, grouped by industry. I want to have a click so it can bring me right down to it. The gray represents industry. These are sub-industries. The blue is the sector. You know what I mean? Like, this is all small stuff that adds up. And I wanted to have, these are like, but I need it to be condensed. What are the most important things I'm looking at? Market cap, price, the daily move. It matters less right now, but it mattered in March and April. Every day I'm like, what's the price at? How far am I to the 52-week high? What's the insider buy? Like this insider buying, I have insider buying in here, which, nerd alert, but it was always so sick to have insider buying everywhere in my spreadsheets. And then everything's a link. Oh, you want to get to the SEC from here without clicking stuff? Jen Cruza, boom, bring me right to ITW. And then I don't have to sit up here and everything's right there. Oh, you want to check out what's a Dover? What's one? Oh, Timken. Who cares? What do I snap on? So there are links, right? And then I'll go, oh yeah, pull me up the chart. So everything's there, and it's a click away. And this stuff matters. What I say in those videos during crunch time, because right now we're just shooting the shit, and so there's different types of research, right? There's the research we're doing right now, which is like more qualitative type stuff. The quantitative stuff is in my GameStop videos. I've done the quantitative stuff. I can't do it. There's nothing more to say. There's nothing more to look at. Roaring Kitty Terminal. Yeah. And that's funny. Steve's talking. Cheers to that. Roaring Kitty Terminal. I like that. And but everything else, like March and April, I regret not having that stream up running in March and April, because that would have been it's still not that far away, but that would have been some of the most educational stuff I have done, bar none. Like, as much as we're gonna do here, March and April was it, and so it may happen again. And so that's what I'm like, this should have been the stream, and so sometimes you'll be doing this type of research we're doing now, right? Where you really focus on a company, but other times you're trying to track a whole bunch of shit at the same time, trying to figure out what matters most to you. Boom, boom, boom. And what's moving this day? What's moving that day? What's in this industry? What's the risk involved? Is there credit risk? Pull up the bonds. And so I got all this stuff all over the place. And then if I go over here to the dashboard, like this is, I don't even use this much during the streams right now, but it was hugely critical. Everything, and I can sort. If I want to sort, everything right now is sorted by market cap. But let's say I want to sort this whole tab by 6-month insider buying. And so that is, oh shit, it's only because I'm up there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, okay. I should have had that. I don't want to have to look that up. So I do sort by 7. It's going to sort the whole thing by insider buying. Sick. See what I mean? So now in every single sub-industry, boom. And if you check out the investment style videos on my channel too, because, I mean, you know GameStop, you at least know how I'm thinking about stuff and how I perform research, but the process is broader than just one stock. And you'll see, I talk about my buy criteria in one of those videos. Insider buying is huge for me, and it's a great way for screening, especially back in March and April and May and stuff. And so, like, I want to sort by this is so sick, because I'm like, oh, great, industrial machinery looking kind of cheap, trucking looking kind of interesting. What are they actually insiders buying? USX, big winner, sick. Some of these are big winners. It was sick. But anyway, so then I can quickly sort all that stuff, and it's pretty snappy. It's pretty quick. One thing too, anything else? Just a quick. I mean, I'm not trying to get into spreadsheet type stuff here, but what's it? So I got all these. So I got the buy list, the sell list, but industry filter. Then I got a filter too, where I can just check off some of these. Watch this. So home building, I just check that off, right? And it should do this automatically, where it goes, looks everything up, pops it right over there. Sick. I built some of these out somewhere recently. I just kind of tested it out and stuff. And what I see is how many companies are in each sector, in the industry and the sub-industry, and they pop up right there. And then when I do, I don't know if any of y'all seen this. I've showed this on the stream before, but then these checkboxes are clutch, because if I'm looking at a stock, right, and I want to go do fundamental analysis, watch this. So if I just check this off, this is one of my favorite things, because this is always a manual effort, right? And I go like this, so I'll go over. I usually have it open. Like right now, I got these company reports right here. Hey, Philly Steaks, AFI. But this is ad hoc. This is if I'm just typing in a ticker, right? But I have others. I have similar spreadsheets, right? That, where is it? Watch this. This is via the tracker. So if I check something off in the tracker, boom, it gets sent to this spreadsheet. And that way it's running in the background. And, hopefully. So you see, there's KBH. I just checked off KBH. And if this was already open, it would have happened. It takes a couple of seconds. It's got to get sent over to this spreadsheet. And then it has to call the data. I get my data from ShareRadar or Shardar. I think it's ShareRadar. And then if I click KBH, it brings me right there. Come on. Please work. Yes. So some of these are somewhat new to the process. And so then I'm doing the fundamental analysis. And that way I can keep on performing my research. You know what I mean? That's a different type of research. It's very important research, like looking at everything, giving yourself context and seeing all the different stuff. But then you're like, all right, I got to do fundamental analysis too. Check this. Let me finish what I'm doing. Then I'll get over there and just do the fundamental analysis for the ones that look interesting, that had insider buying. Let me X out these. Some of these, the spreadsheets, one of the best parts about my spreadsheets now is that I got them to work fast. They used to be so slow. So that was a good example of some of the spreadsheets actually. So Philly Steaks, check that out and let me know what you think, if you found it helpful or anything, or if you have follow-up questions, I would be happy to answer them, because I feel like not many people care about those videos, which is fine. Everyone has their own approach, but that's what I mean. I was hoping this channel will be educational in many ways. Spreadsheet building is one of them. I'm at my limits with spreadsheets. I do a lot of scripting and stuff within the spreadsheet, so I utilize using these triggers and stuff. Where are they? Whatever they are. Oh yeah, the scripting editor. So I use that. But investing, right? But investing, you kind of build out your tools to work around your process. So that's kind of what I spent quite a bit of time doing too. Okay. So thank you for that chat interaction. That was good. Okay, think of this as more like okay. Oh, I went too high. Putting up listing this, you're talking calls, maybe do a show. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. So along those lines, Philly, I'd be curious if you think that. Hopefully that video but I could probably still do. Okay. Spreadsheet type stuff. I don't know if I could do an episode, a stream on spreadsheets. People would be like, I'll pass on that, Run Kitty. No, thank you. I'd need more beers for a stream on spreadsheets. But hey, some of us might be interested in spreadsheets, and then just the importance chat. Yeah. Okay. Expect a volatility event between now and expiry that sends intrinsic IV over the spring peaks, waiting for the event. My largest position, 24. Okay. What you need is mods to help steer the... Yes, Trey, mods. I know, that's what I was getting at, mods. Okay. Then you need someone to help. That's the thing. So what do? You just sync up with someone and just be like, yo, we want to assist? What you need is mods to help steer the conversation. Mods to help steer. Thank you. Because that was my friend was saying. He said, oh, you need someone you need help. And I see, there's something here that I can set. I can add moderator. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that does, but Help steer the conversation. Wants to help steer. That's a good way of putting it. Steer conversation. We're fine right now, right? It sounds like people are enjoying this, but musical felonies. Like, what happens when you get to 100, 200? I'm like, shit. I didn't think that far ahead. I'm thinking like 2 streams ahead. Let me get a new song of the credits. There's more important things to think about. Okay, decent probability. Something will happen. You'll catch holiday sales at least. Oh, talking about probably some options timing and stuff. Polygon, the big bear thesis for ATE for balance is that they're only 50% capitalized to finish phase 2 trials in recently issued stock, and there's very little volume. Oh, that's tough. Thank you for that heads up, Polygon. That's tough. That's a big bear thesis, all right? You better be well capitalized to be pursuing your trials, and they just did it. Oh, okay. Thanks for the heads up. Oops, nice. I have 5-digit equity. Okay. Trey, GME is my new growth stock. Oh, Trey, classifying GME as a growth stock. Sick. I like that. It's possible. I know everyone's laughing at that, right? And but it could be. It could be. We'll look back 5 years from now and be like, holy shit, Trey was right. That's what I mentioned. I mentioned this in one of my videos. Or maybe it wasn't in the videos. Maybe it was in the stream. But right, GameStop's a value stock, right? Most people would agree with that. And also, kind of, if there's a rotation into value, I stand by that. It sounds crazy and it's marginal analysis, blah, blah, blah. But if people want small cap companies or value companies and stuff, that could propel GameStop up too. And that's something that not many people take seriously. But I've seen it happen so much that I have to take it seriously. But now it's like so tight to the console refresh. So I don't know if it'll happen in short order. But if perceptions go from GameStop's a value stock to, oh shit, this company can grow. They actually can grow not just next year, but looking out 5 years and stuff. Then that's where you get your 5-bagger, 10-bagger shit. So, I mean, Trey, maybe you're having a laugh, but it could, right? I mean, I know Trey knows that, but it could, if people do start perceiving it as a growth stock, like as you might, as I might, forget about it. It's going to be repriced way, way higher because it's not priced like that right now. Doesn't mean it won't happen. I'm just saying if it does. Great stuff. We'll definitely check it out. Holy shit. That's some high quality sheet jockeying. Yeah, my God. Yeah. Thank you. Cheers. Ruin Kitty has stocks on stocks. stocks on stocks. Stonkception. Okay, any thoughts on the days to close calculation? Some use 3-month average, others use 30-day, depending on how you look at the... Oh, I'd like to time in. Are you talking about short ratio, Uber? I assume, Uber, you're talking about short ratio. What is it calculated here? Is it called short ratio? Yeah. 7? One thing to consider here is that there's inflated volume right now. So this should be the short, 66 divided by, that doesn't sound right though. 66 divided by, what's the average volume we said? 6, 7? That's 10. Short ratio. I don't know how they calculate it. But volume is artificially inflated because there's 120 million longs right now because of all those shorts. All those shorts, there's a long on the other side of those shorts. There's a ton of volume right now. There's a ton of shares out there. So those short ratios, what it would take to actually close out the short positions are probably, it's probably higher than 7 or whatever the actual number is. I don't know. Talking election? Okay. On the topic talking election, polls looks like non-starter. Thoughts on... No, okay. Talking stimulus passing. Yeah, would people talk about the stimulus package passing this week or something? I'm not too sure. I don't buy any stimulus before that. Okay, so some people talking stimulus stuff. Y'all might be more dialed into it than I am, so... Okay, FX or volume still trending up, so hard to say, but I suspect a lot of the volume are wash trades done by shorts, so vol probably not as high as it seems. FX, are you me? Am I you? You? Me? You? Me? Who? Good. I'll just sit back here. FX, you take care of it. You take care of it. You just... looks like we see similar things here. That mention that to someone. One thing they said was that, but also on the flip side is this average volume will increase, right? Because it's it's a stock a lot of people know about. And the chart's looking good, blah, blah, blah. As there's more eyes on it, volume increases anyway. Forget the shorts and all that stuff. Volume will rise as at inflection points as things start turning in favor. So maybe volume is artificially high and stuff, but if as more people get involved in the story, then volume could go up. So regardless, it probably is. Short ratio is higher than what's listed. Stimulus is never happening. It may pass as lame ducks. My bear case. I saw a lot of stimulus talk. I'm kind of jumping over some of these. I'm actually surprised the markets are green despite these all political shenanigans. Yeah, it's real tough to know what's priced in and what's not. Ugh. I mentioned this in one of the. If you're gonna bunch to just watch those long ass videos, back in 2016, I had bought some gold. But some gold miner options. I think in in August of 2015. If you look at the price of gold, the gold was like getting crushed. Doesn't matter, but they went up quite a bit. They were up quite a bit, but then as the election, we're getting close to the election, I started to think that Trump's likelihood of winning was higher than what was being priced in. To say nothing about politics or anything like that. I'm just trying to assess the odds and stuff. And so I kept some of them on, thinking kind of like similar viewpoints to some people here. It's going to be crazy. What's going on here? Trump was like a candidate we hadn't seen before. Who knows what's going to happen? Blah blah blah. And I kept some of them on, and then Trump won, right? And I thought, oh, and then all my calls got crushed. I mean, I'd sell some, right? But I'm like, sometimes you can predict the outcome, right? You can predict the outcome of what's going to happen, but you don't know the market ramifications. You don't know what's priced in. And I've gotten my ass kicked a number of times on those lines that it's frustrating. It's like, yeah, I'll take a whack at it. Unless something's like an obvious, there's an obvious mispricing in the market, then it's that. Otherwise, if it's just sometimes it's by feel like that, apparently it was fine, so whatever. Totally what we had. Safe vector. Oh, okay. We're getting in some in-depth economic window dressing at a widely available safe vaccine talk. Let's be honest, a lot of things can fluctuate. Must be adding a moderator lets them ban, mute, etc. trolls. Okay, so that's what they do: ban, mute. Ban and mute. Okay, so to steer the conversation would maybe be separate. Okay, at least that's safest thing is to, but so it's a different. They're more like just making sure, keeping the riffraff out, Safest thing is to stay at home. Safest thing is to stay at home and play video games and trade stocks. We'll see, but we haven't had any trolls here. Yeah, we haven't had any trolls here yet, thankfully. Yeah. 36. Don't worry about markets if you're a Jeremy Siegel fan. Follow monitor. That money will find a home. Yep. Jeremy Siegel talk. Yeah, I mean, you can see we could talk about stuff like this, huh? I mean, I'm not as well versed in these things. I mean, I know about some of these topics. Totally safe when it's been developed. 2021 could be a very bullish year. Precisely, nesting phenomenon. The nesting phenomena is very real. Lumber prices, home sales, builder sentiment, home improvement. Pool sales. GME is a fang man when. The K-shaped economy is pretty sad. Pretty sad here. A large part of age is back to normal. Okay, come on, maybe I'm gonna get you up so much for being caught up so early. I know I've been real close this whole time. What is it? I was thinking they would argue on stimulus. Oh yeah, stimulus talk. I don't think it'll really affect. Wow, serious. There's some serious things here that would take me time to digest to even respond to them. You know what I mean? But I don't think it really affects specific niche, like GME. Election talk. It must be popular. You got to figure election talk is popular on some of the the CNBC pieces right now, or any of the stock news things. I would think it seems like a popular thing to talk about. The number of eyeballs reviewing articles on Tesla easier. That's what happened during Gore versus Bush. 1 to 2 months of turmoil. I remember that. Someone just tweeted that out. What happened those couple months? The market was like struggling heading into the election, and so people are forecasting it might be the same here. They're always so different, though. This will be worse. Okay, I just don't have strong opinions here. Focus, GME. Oh, I'm caught up. Yes. 9:35. That is a new. That's like a. This is a September record. Whoo, sir! Now I can just kick back and just chill here the rest of the stream. This is sick. All right, close out of some of this. So interesting election talk. All right. While they're chatting election, I'm gonna try to read this. I'm gonna try to read this while they're talking election ramifications. Oh shit, they saw me. Vern Kitty should pull up the new app to show everyone. Yeah, Trey, how am I gonna do that though? Like on my phone? I don't want to do it on my phone. I want to be able to do it in the app store. I should be able to do it in the app. Why isn't the GameStop app on? There's no desktop version, I guess. What moved today? Oh, it was a big up day, huh? Oh yeah, I saw Virgin Galactic was making a comeback, huh? That's sick. That's in the portfolio. It's hard to believe it's in the portfolio, but it was a lot. It's not your traditional value stock, that's for damn sure. But a little bit bubble-licious, huh? Look at that. 7 to hey. There you go. There's your squeezy. That's talk about squeezy. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Hey, what's Bitcoin doing? You can cast your phone view to your desktop, maybe display that window. Oh, okay. You know, I can do that. Oh, I have that in OBS, Trey. I know you know OBS. I got that in OBS. There was someone uploaded a nice open source program for that I used, and I tested it out a while ago. I forgot about that, Trey. I tested it out months ago, but I think I have a setting. It's on one of my scenes. It's one of my scenes in OBS. Yeah. I think I can connect my phone to it, and maybe you just see the. I have to get the GameStop account and stuff though. But yeah, that's right. There was an OBS. I think I paid for it, but it was sick. I put it together, and then it synced right to OBS. That was dope. So what do I think I just changed scenes. I think I plug in my phone, and I think I just switched the scenes, and I think then we're on the phone. I'll test it out. Okay, to some extent, investing in GME feels a bit like fiddling with while Rome burns. Yeah, man. That's what I said. Hey, I said this last week. This is crazy, but GameStop could be a little bit of a safe haven, could it not? I mean, that sounds crazy. I get that, but the cash on its books, a known, like everyone is a catalyst, a well-defined catalyst in Q4. At the time in November, they're coming out in November, the time of the election and stuff. Sounds weird, but who knows? Maybe. Run Kitty, I think riots and protests over a Trump one will affect the market for sure. People panic, sell, no. I think Virgin Galactic is a bad play. I'm a space nerd who's been following all the major space companies. Okay, like where is the last one I would invest in? Oh, whoa, oh no. I'm like, yep, Virgin Galactic's in the portfolio. Polygons, that's a dumb idea. No, that's funny. I appreciate you sharing, because I'm not a space nerd. I'm not an expert on this. This is one of those plays that it was kind of the situation. Yeah, I bought it back. I right around here. It's probably, when was this? April? No, maybe. No, I might have got it around there. It was a huge sell. I might have got it. This is crazy. I actually might have got it below 10. I think I might. I forget though. And I kind of just let it sit because I'm like, it's either going to take off or it's not. That's what I figured. Chart doesn't look that great. But didn't I get that they had some good news or something? I'm not an expert on this company. So SBC is dead once Elon Starlink IPOs. Okay. Thanks for sharing. As a technical play, and for that reason, I should have been out of it already, I think, which is a little bit embarrassing. Like I bought. So this was in my defense. You'll hear me criticize myself on part of my in March and April. I was very heavily focused on. This list is going to be out of date now, but on value stocks. And I wish that I had been tracking stocks that had powerful uptrends more closely. Just had a list of them somewhere so that I could screen through them really quickly. And I didn't have a long enough list, and so I'm like, I got to build that up, make sure I'm more prepared. Even right now, I was expecting to do it more during the stream, and I haven't been. But SPCE was one of those just crazy, kind of a crazy story, and it sold off too. I'm like, well, if things turn around, who knows? It could be a big winner. And it hasn't really. It hasn't really. Maybe if I sold out immediately, it could have been. But anyway, I appreciate you sharing. Maybe I'll look into it. I should have been. I mean, it's good news that it's up today. You know what I mean? Know your trade. Know the trade. Know why you're in it. I just read so many damn positions. I give myself a pass on this. I give myself a. I've had some good moves, right? But there's some moves that I'm like, all right, I wish I did that better. I wish I did this better. And as far as like timing some of these short moves, I mean like 3 to 6 month moves, I didn't add or trim properly. I'm okay with it. I need to get down to fewer positions. Not panic zone. Talking riots. Talking. I saw that UberKick says 538 has Biden at 78 to 22, and they were 71 to 29. Yeah, I saw that. I was kind of surprised by that. Right? Doesn't that seem really high? 78 to 22, 22 for an incumbent. You know, seems low. Seems low. I mean, no, I know the candidates and stuff, but just seems low, doesn't it? And it's 538 too. They do as good of a job as anybody does when it comes to forecasts and stuff. So I do respect their process. Thank you for sharing that UberKicks, what it was in 20. I wonder what month. It was being updated every day or every week, as I recall. Uber says it's 78.22 now, 71.29 in 2016. Oh, thank you for giving me context. That's sick. I checked it the other day. I thought, oh, that seems kind of high. It's September, but still, there already is protesting market orders, and maybe not huge. If you're a believer in opportunity of space, it's an infinite TAM. I know. That was kind of why I bought it. FX saying how it's there's an infinite total asset market value here, and is that what it is? Total asset market value? It's something like that. Total asset market opportunity. I know what it is. How big the market is. But that was my thinking too. Is that space something cool? In my risk column, I got this risk column here. This is like I grouped this shit in here. It's like, I can't. I have a tough time valuing some of these things. Man, I got too many tabs open. Come on. Oh, I was already there. This risk column here. Like some of these are legit companies that I follow, but like I did, they do a good job of assessing what kind of risk is. There's no real science here. Don't get that wrong. They don't look like rare earths and stuff. What's that doing, by the way? Ooh. A bit of a sell-off there. That chart ain't looking that good. And then I guess some materials type stuff, commodity type stuff, lumber's in there. QQQ, Tesla. Boy. Collector's Universe is 53. Oh, shit. Okay, home building. Well, but where was I going to go with that? Bitcoin? Isn't space in here? It's in here? It's got to be. Oh, shit. Isn't marijuana in here too? Oh shit! Did I delete something? Oh, what was that? I don't know. Look. Oh yeah, there it is. I just didn't go low. Blockchain for anyone who cares, huh? Y'all having a good chat. I'm like do 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 do. Paid attention. Do 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 do. Marijuana. There it is. Yeah. So I got on just tagging along with FX is saying about infinite TAM and stuff, and like the growth potential. He was saying this earlier that like GameStop doesn't have that huge upward growth potential that's potentially infinite and blah blah blah. But something like some of these ones, like it's like they could be worth so much down the line, and that weighs on people's thinking. It does. As a value investor, you'd be like, oh, it doesn't work like that, but it does. So anyway. Okay, so Uber. So certain Trump sides are somewhat worse if you give their methodology any credibility, and I do. Yeah, it's kind of surprising me that they're worse. A bit interesting. Yeah, we'll see. If anything, time with the current assets. So you're seeing infinite revenues, infinite stock price. Okay, Polygon. To qualify my Virgin Slam a little raggedy, Virgin's architecture will be very difficult to scale for orbit. The difference between suborbital and orbit is most of the rocket. Okay, I think this is educational for me. What the hell do I know, huh? Dealing in value stocks. What do I know about space? I mean, I love space, but okay. And I don't have any edge here. Many of the current plays, not many, some some of the plays in the current Rory Kinning portfolio were the result of the environment that we were in March and April and May, and some of them are based on charts and speculation and blah, blah, blah. Who said thanks for catching up? It just jumped on me. Where did it go? Virgin Galactic is getting a lot of traction from YouTube stock guys. Trey says that. Okay, send a Tesla to the moon. See you next day. Cheers to Roy and Kitty for catching up. Saw that. Cheers. I didn't see who it was. That's funny. Yeah. Their methodology is flawed, but I do see this one potentially being close unless debates show otherwise to the public. Yeah. I know it didn't. That seems not as close as I would have thought. You know that ain't my expertise, but threshold list is out. GME on it again today. Oh, thank you for sharing, Uber. Obviously, I did not know that. Wow, I don't know the implications of this. I don't know what this means, but this is. I thought this would be. You thought people, all these GME articles, right? So few people talking about like the level of short interest and the threshold list, and just kind of weird. Maybe nothing comes of it, but even still strikes me as a really weird thing. Starlink. Okay, now we're talking space. 538 models based on polling, where Trump has been polling fairly. Yeah. But they, like they said, they disclosed their methodology, so you can disagree with it for whatever reason. And Hillary, I remember. No, they didn't have it. No, Trey. 538 had Hillary at like 94%. I don't know when that was, but it was much lower than that. 538 had Trump's odds at 29%. Yeah. It was closer to 2-1, I think. I think it was around. I kind of remember 2-1, but I don't know. Okay, gambling sites have Biden and Trump almost 50-50 to win. Okay, so then I guess I'm a gambler. Oh, there you go. All right, so I guess I'm thinking more like them. Okay. Boy, it's weird that it's 50-50 at the gambling sites, and 538 is so much more. Wow, interesting. Apparel, that would be a better estimate. He won by the skin of his teeth. Okay. Wow, solid. Yeah, this is going to be, solid election discussions here, huh? It's going to be a popular topic. It probably already is, right? Everyone already talking about this? We're testing the net. Oh, yeah, what's the US dollar doing? It was looking rough, but then it bounced. What's it doing now? Yeah. Oh, it gapped up. What? No. Oh, I don't have that. There we go. Value stocks took a little bit of a hit. Yeah, let's see what the U.S. dollar does. I've been eyeing that. You see what some of these. You can kind of predict what's happening in the market if you know what the U.S. dollar is doing. At least in the U.S. markets, kind of something I've been tracking. No. I'm duly by both sides. All right. Hey, I'm caught up again. It's easy if I'm traced this. All right, sick, caught up. Took me another 10 minutes, but I got caught up again. But better than a 35. All right. All right, what else was happening today? It's a little bit slow. See what I mean? Sometimes it's not always like this. You know what I need? I need a reboot. I'm embarrassed to say how long it's been. Actually, let me check insider buying first, because I thought I saw something today. Oh yeah, that's what I saw. That was a missed opportunity. PBF. Hey, more Flex Shopper? Wow. It'll be time to add to that. Wow. He keeps on buying. What's the position, though? Oh, it's so slow. I gotta reboot. I'm not gonna do it now. I mean, I'll do it. Manager will be like, all right, let me. Oh, I can't reboot. Oh, they killed the stream. Oh man, what the hell is FPay? Oh, it's already 0.5%. Oh, that ain't bad. Yeah, I might add that. I might add a little bit. Oh yeah, it was a big purchase too. I mean, he's been buying nonstop, but it was his biggest purchase. Yeah, another 100. Okay, look at that. Hey, we did research. We call it a night. Call it a night. Yankees. Oh my God, I was gonna say Jets. I'm being unmasked by the Roaring Kitty live stream. Roaring Kitty needs more. Whoa, no, I don't. I promise I don't need more RAM. I promise I don't. I'll tell you why. Because I've already installed new RAM twice, and I knew this when I was editing some of the videos and trying to doing the spreadsheet work. I need a reboot. I just need a reboot. I knew this a couple months back for anyone who cares. Because how often do you change RAM? It's a Mac, and I did it, and I didn't. I did it for I added like 16 gigs, or I added like 16 gigs the first time, and then it turned out. Then I was doing the final cut stuff. Oh, this was August when I was trying to do the final cut for the latest GameStop video, and I'm like, shit, I needed even more. So then I maxed it out, and so now I got too much RAM. I just need a reboot. I can't even tell you. It's been too long, so I'll reboot, and that's why. And plus, I got all the tabs open, but I've made sure the spreadsheets are at least zippy so that I don't deal with what you're seeing right now. Because it's when you're doing the real research and it's lagging and stuff, you're like, it's like research is already it can be time consuming anyway. But for when stuff's going slow too, you're like, And so my latest these spreadsheets are iterations, right? How many? I can't even tell you how many versions I have. I don't even want to know. I can't even go into it. So, but part of the latest iteration was speeding them up. So I had to go heavy into the script editing and stuff, and I have things automated and stuff behind the scenes. But I upped the RAM too. I needed the RAM just for the spreadsheets at first, but then I needed the RAM for the final cut editing too. So anyway, good. But I'm happy to say that I was able to do it. I hadn't done it for a Mac before this time, so I was kind of excited about that. Okay, last time. Okay. Oh, Markel. Okay. Marcus says, I remember last time when I asked about the threshold security list, you guys said it didn't really matter, but what if GME remains on the list for 13 consecutive days? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Some people, there were good conversations about this on Seeking Alpha. I don't know. I lean toward nothing. It's sad to say. The people, there's probably no one more dialed into this than that's not true. That's a hyperbole. The shorts are probably eyeing that. They probably are very sophisticated and understand what the implications of that are right up front. And I bet nothing happens. But I don't know. But this is one of those examples of Markel. Well, we may look back. We'd be like, damn, Markel was right. We should have been eyeing this. Someone said about the uptick rule too. It turned out to not. I don't think it turned out to matter that much. But it was interesting. I was glad someone mentioned that on that. But I don't know. Maybe does FX jump in here? What's the story with FPay? API gross level up. Well, yeah, FPay, real speculative name, microcap company. They get like it's a web-based company, but it's like for you can lease some of their stuff, and it's they get some decks on their website if you check it out. But that Dvork and Howard's been buying a shit ton over the past couple of years. He has some good interviews about it, about the long-term potential upside. Could be one of those big winners down the line, but it's pretty speculative. Not a super strong balance sheet, but he keeps on buying, and he's talked optimistically about it. And the chart looked okay. Where'd it go? And it was starting to turn. It was starting to turn positive in EBITDA. And then the current environment seems like it could be good for a company like this. But it was one of those ones that sometimes when I talk about growth 5-baggers and 10-baggers like that, I'm not really an expert on this type of thing. But look at this chart. This looks kind of interesting, don't it? Not that great, actually. Look at longer term. But it looked like it could be a growth type company looking out 5 years, 10 years. But I didn't have much high conviction in it or anything. But Howard there was buying, and I thought, all right, this is interesting. And the fundamentals, it looks somewhat cheap. I was buying earlier. I was buying closer to 1. Not too much around here. But look at this chart. And that's the other thing I like. The chart was looking good right up until the pandemic. So I like that. And this is what I mean. I regret not having a longer list of the charts that were looking really good going into February and March. And so I like this. And then it got kicked. It got its ass kicked. And I was like, all right, this still looks okay. And then it's kind of bounced back. And so far, it's doing okay. It's probably a double so far. A little bit less attractive now. But I'm like, I don't know enough about this. Okay. Good question. I believe that's when the final condition of the ancient Aztec curse is fulfilled. Boom. Yeah. Nope. Back to shorts again. Uh-oh. What do you think will happen? Uber kicks. The truth is none of us will know. I'm with Uber. I have no idea. The consensus seems that there will be forced closeouts by late next week. If it remains on the list, I presume price rises between now and less drop off. Maybe. I don't know. Well, I know this is one of those. We may look back and be like, it was staring at us right in the face. But what are we supposed? Where do you learn about this stuff? You ever come across something like, where do you learn about this? Where can you learn? You can learn from someone who has experience. Good luck Google and stuff. You know what I mean? Good luck finding YouTube videos. Some of this stuff can be real. I feel it sounds crazy, but it's gotten a little bit harder to learn about certain topics, to track down quality education on some things. It's almost like it's just harder to come across. And I don't know. It's like I get frustrated at times. Like I want to learn about this and I can't find anything. And then your only recourse is to find someone who knows more about it than yourself, and hope that they're an expert on it. But anyway, I'm learning opportunity for me too. I spent a while talking about it with Justin this week, and I'm just gonna sip some more beer and wait for the Lightning to win this title. Go Lightning for Uber's sake. For Uber's sake. First, we are nearing the top of the SI. Then long. Second. Yep. The entire financial system collapses. I doubt it. Wash trades, failed entities, locate, so many ways to naked short. Yeah, I think it will just persist. I don't think anything new is going to happen. Secretly, RC Ventures acquired all Dogecoin in existence. Yeah, because of new currency. Are we behind again? How'd this happen? Does the 13-day trigger the short squeeze? I doubt it, Jen, but I doubt it. Some people are saying that, but secretly RC Ventures acquired all Dogecoin. Oh yeah, I skipped it. Okay, Wallace. Oh, you just copied and pasted in the article. Yeah, we were reading through some of that earlier. I'll dig into it deeper after. Don't even know what the threshold security was, so I honestly have no idea. The key variable to monitor. The stock borrow fee. In Uber, we only know the spot price for that, right? Who knows what the... But even still, it can be a reflection. If the spot price is going up, then probably everything's... They're going up. Brokers make too much money by facilitating this. Pretty sure they game the system, yeah. The system cannot be gamed in extreme scenarios. Do the original lenders have the share of an incentive? But with naked shorts, there's no effective constraint on supply. Nobody has done anything to stop it. Glad he wrote that. Seemed to be a direct result of our tweeting. Oh, yeah, maybe. For those three, strong doubts about the substance. Yeah, who knows, huh? I don't know. More people aren't discussing it, too, you know? Oh, shit, I should have looked at what the portfolio did today. Oh, Steve, thanks for the heads up. Steve says he doesn't know how I feel about the article. Uber, it just came out. Ah, this is too slow. I'm going to reboot. It just came out after I was... Yeah, we were talking about it, Uber. Anything you see synthetic, it gets a bit gray. Oh, CVGI, son of a... Oh, this is painful. This was a higher conviction play, too. Damn. I wish I had more of it. I thought it might pull back. I don't know. All right. The outcome of the SC3 paper is I read it. It sounds hypothetical. Okay. Oh, FX already read it too. Okay. He thinks it's hypothetical. No reference to DTCC. Ability of synthetic longs. Yeah, that stuff's... Where is it? Do I have it open still? Oh, I didn't exit. Oh, did I exit out of it? Son of a... Oh my, I got it. Okay, so sorry, I got into the extraordinary popular delusions and the madness of crowds. That's it. Where is it? I got it. It doesn't matter. Anyway, that's the book if anyone cares. What's it called? The Extraordinary Popular Delusions and the Madness of Crowds. For the one person who might care about that. Charles McKay. Okay. When I go over there. Oh, to get the link. All right, I already lost the link. I'll pull up that link after. Thank you for. I think I saw someone post it on Twitter too, so I'll track it down. I'll track it down on Twitter. But I appreciate everyone sharing their initial thoughts on it, saving it. No reference to the actual tracking mechanism. Yeah. Aesthetic longs. No reference to the many cases of naked shorted document in the past. He explains the constraints well. He's explaining a system that follows the rules. This isn't it. Yeah, I think yeah. And explains how it comes to an end. I will say, Roaring Kitty, that since stumbling on GameStop and then your channel, I've become a lot more open to silly-sounding plays that are high conviction if you spend the time to dig. I'm happy to hear that, Polygon. That's terrific. Yeah, silly-sounding plays that are high conviction if you spend the time to dig. I like that. My previous investment thesis was simply to invest in good companies with good balance sheet and industries with tailwinds, but you've made me look deeper. Oh, thank you for sharing. I'm excited about that. That doesn't mean it's the right strategy or whatever, but even that I've influenced your thinking, that's great. It's worked for me. And for my type of research and personality and stuff like that. But I'm glad. For some people, they just like what you were looking at previously, Polygon. They like the stronger companies with good balance sheets. But it depends. If you're really going for kick-ass returns and stuff too, it tends to be tougher to get returns, good solid returns there. But that's great. Okay. And now he's got you looking at golden crosses, and you'll be going all in on Tesla and Apple. No. Don't listen, FX here. Don't listen. The opposite of that. The opposite of that. All right, that's it. I was bullish on Tesla at times. I don't have it right now, but it just depends. That's one of those weird places. Oh, I wanted to look up Bitcoin. What is it? Okay, just under 11. Speaking of that. All right, but I'm glad you like that. It is like Margin Call, the movie. Oh, y'all still talking about that? Yeah. I don't know. This is one of those, that S3 thing, huh? I appreciate y'all sharing your viewpoints on this because, like I said, I'm bullish on Musk, but I can't invest. Who writes the book when GME dust settles, or do we create a film? At some point, it gets too big to continue gaming. That's the GME. I know the GME doesn't have the social and economic implications or ramifications that like The Big Short. Like you had all of society was impacted by that, so it might be a little bit tougher with GameStop. Well, who knows? We'll write it. We can get it. Any writers in the chat? Roaring Kitty should definitely be on the movie. Sick. All right. Okay. But you need to make him look really wacky. I'm okay with that. That's cool. Yeah, that's good. Oh shit. Uber kicks. It's The Big Short Squeeze. Yeah, that would be the title. Like the guy from Hackers. Yeah, definitely a movie. Writes even. And clearly the name is the big Squeeze, right? At one point there were 600 million shares failing on OSTK. OSTK shares outstanding was about 10 million then. Wow. Brian Kitty, you say the GME saga doesn't have society-wide, but wait until it turns out Wells Fargo was the bear the whole time. Oh. And then it takes down Wells Fargo and stuff. Yeah, if there's just one big institution, can GameStop take down? Well, we don't want that to happen, right? Then it would be terrible for society. But so it could be a point where sentiment changes enough on GME and they blow up in the squeeze. Right. Mind blown. Can you imagine? That's true. If there's a lot of folks on the other side who, yeah, but we can have fun with that, right? Beer on a Monday night. Plot twist, but wouldn't bet on it. Not my base case. Stop dancing, you say. Stop dancing, you say. I know, right? Yeah. The music's dancing. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, maybe. It'd have to be really crazy, huh? You need to be really crazy. I do think we all agree the lack of reporting on the large short positions is BS. I kind of agree. But I think what FX is saying there, right? It's kind of like It's kind of like typical stuff, you know what I mean? But even like regular old articles, some people have talked about it, but just not as much as I thought. Shorts should be reported daily instead of buy. Yeah, I wish shorts were kind of, and then the short positions aren't reported on the 13Fs. It's like, why aren't they reported? I mean, I don't know. It's kind of nice that we already have the 13Fs, right? I mean, I don't know what should be the proper regulation. I don't know. I just know as an individual investor, I'm glad at the very least I have those quarterly 13Fs. That's a lot of reporting. Yeah, and soon we'll have fewer reporting on longs too. Oh, no, is that going to happen, FX? Oh, I just said how much I appreciated it. Saying soon we'll have fewer reporting on longs thanks to the SEC. Shit, I hope not. Damn. I lean on that. Where's funds? Oh my god, all over the... Damn. Hope not. But it is what it is. It is what it is. All right, how are we feeling about tonight? Should we wrap up? Should we wrap up the stream tonight? How are we thinking? Individual investors are not allowed to have nice things. No, I know. Who said Polygon? Was it you who said that? Was it you who said that earlier? I know. You do your best to build your own nice things, right? But some of the nicer things tend to be out of reach. Out of reach. All right, let me close out some of these. All right, I think we might wrap it up. We might wrap it up a little bit early today. Let's everyone's get some final. The only short position GME I've seen reported is Melvin Capital, and that's a put. And that's the only thing that. How come some of those are? Oh, because you're long a put. Roaring Kitty Bloomberg Terminal Fund, and it's not even that big. Yeah, I got it right here. Still there. Oh, right there. Yeah, it's interesting. The long puts have to be, you know what I mean? The shorts aren't, but the long puts. They got a couple there, but not much, right? Yeah. What do they got? 3.4 million? Wow. They could have closed it out, right? I know some people were doing this. Some people were doing the Jonathan's on this. I didn't see Jonathan on stream. I was going to ask him, but the options, the calculation of all the open interest and stuff like that. You deserve an early night, Rowan Kitty. Get some rest. Thanks for another great stream. Cheers. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. There'll be streams. We pace ourselves, right? We'll just see how it goes. There's gonna be days where there's too much to talk about. You know what I mean? Then we'll catch up. He's already bought the nice chair. Thanks for another great stream. Thanks, Terry. Thank you, Daily. Thank you, everybody. Cheers all. Soon we'll see him upgrade the rest of the stuff. Yeah, if GME squeezes, he'll get a holographic projection directly into our cerebral cortex. Oh shit! Let's hope it keeps running. Take care, everyone. Thanks for the cheers, Gaz. Thank you. Rolling the full laugh and I fell asleep. Could you please use the new app and film it? I can't use it because I have country restrictions. Oh, you mentioned that, Hugo. Suck. Okay, Laboratory and RxPD says short naked calls. Yep. I know there's some shorts. Yeah. All right, we'll call it a stream tonight. We'll be back Wednesday. Let's get only up till October 16th. See you Wednesday, Jen. Every now and then someone says that, and it got me thinking, what's only until October 16th? Oh, the $15 calls. For some calls. Okay. For some calls. Okay. Cheers. See you. Cheers. You have a nice night as well. Okay. Talking options business. So some folks that's an options business. Might not be a good fit for you, right? That goes without saying, but people just sharing their positions. So most of us, I assume, are going to have long positions. So be nice. What to do at this point? Just track that GameStop price. Let's see what it does this week. There's no news or anything. Just keep our eyes out for stuff. So be sick. So cheers, everybody. Have a nice night tonight, and see you Wednesday. October 6th, should we call? Yeah, wasn't there a crazy amount of volume on like? I wouldn't do either. Yeah, I only have long equities. There was a crazy amount of Octo. Cheers, Polygon. Cheers, Polygon. I'm gonna use that song. I got that song still up right there. Boom. Hugo just woke up. We don't show. He's oh shit. I thought there was a lot of volume on some of those October ones. I had seen that weed music. Yeah, Hugo. He commented on. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna be over the past. I don't know. We'll just keep an eye on the price action. What more is there to say, huh? We'll revisit this discussion on Wednesday. Only the dankest. Yeah, I'm gonna jump right in. Tetrachromacy. I'll do it. I'll reboot the computer first, and then I'll get working on the new credit song. I got some other ones too queued up. All right. Have a nice night tonight. See you Wednesday. Cheers, everybody. As always, it's been a blast. I might have a new song tonight. Let me see. I think I do. Okay. Have a nice night today. Cheers, everybody.